I have spent the last 4 months in my Minecraft Forever series creating my own medieval fantasy world. If you're curious how we got from this to this in 1000 days, and you want to see all the other adventures and mishaps that I got up to, then grab a drink and a snack and sit back and enjoy today's video. By the way, we are now past 1000 subscribers on the channel and closing in on the watch time hours requirement I need to get monetized. So even if you aren't going to watch the whole video, if you would just leave it on in the background, that would be an awesome way to help out a small creator like me chase my dreams. With that out of the way, enjoy my first 1000 days in my Minecraft Forever world. Alright, well here we are in my brand new Minecraft Survival Series world. I can't remember the last time I did a solo survival world. I always play on Realms with my friends, and yes, I said Realms, don't flame me, but I am on Bedrock. I know it's unfortunate, but it's what I have available to me, so it's what I'm playing on. So as we get into this series, I'm excited to talk you through how I like to play survival Minecraft. I know everyone has their own way of playing, and I think I've found one that really works for me. But obviously, there's really no changing day one Minecraft. So you gotta punch some trees, then you punch some animals, and then repeat the process until you have enough food to survive the night. So that's what I'm doing. And I figured while I'm doing it, it's a pretty good time to run you through my big idea for this series. I want to build a massive medieval fisherman's wharf. The medieval style of building is my favorite in Minecraft, and I feel pretty confident building in that style. I want to build a big port with boats and docks and tons of buildings and houses. I want it to be a big civilization based on a fishing town. I'll throw some inspiration pics from Minecraft and real life up on the screen to show you guys kind of what I'm going for here. Now obviously this is still Minecraft, so first I need to focus on getting prepped to beat the Ender Dragon. I want to accomplish that and be able to get an Elytra. I especially need access to shulker boxes for all my building materials. But before I get ahead of myself, I want to get my starter house built and settle into an area I can call home. I want to search around for a little while to try and find the best spot to build my fisherman's wharf. So we're gonna pick up as many resources as we can right now, and then we'll get on the road, try and find a spot that I think will work well for my builds. I really love the feel of early game Minecraft. You don't know what you're gonna do. You don't have any items really. You don't have anything to protect yourself with. You gotta move quickly to get through the first couple of nights. If you're not prepared to go into night with a bed and food and a sword to protect yourself with, it can be really difficult. Along the way, I'm going to pick up some spruce wood here and try and get some saplings. Spruce wood is going to be one of the main woods I use. I love building with it. I think it goes with the medieval theme of my world very, very well. After a tiny bit more exploring, we found a village, so we're going to come check this out now. Found some wheat, got some beetroots. Tried not to hit this iron golem. That would have been real bad. Once it was getting close to nighttime, I decided to settle in for the night in one of the villagers' houses. I set up a crafting table, put some furnaces down to smelt some of my food, and we settled in for the night. The next morning I was able to use some of the copper I smelted to make a pickaxe, and I figured it'd be time after getting some more food to go scope out what the local community had to offer. We grabbed some coal, we grabbed some more copper. There was one more thing I wanted to grab before I decided to move on and try and find my base location. I grabbed some fish, and I really wanted to get a pet cat. So we grabbed the fish, we went over to one of the cats, I found a really cute one, and we went ahead and made it our friend. As I left the village, it was turning nighttime, so we got up on the top of this mountain, checked out the sunset, and went to bed for the night. Once we got back on the road, I found this little area that had a bunch of coal and copper in it, so I decided to stop and grab this before I moved on. As we were finding somewhere to set up shop for the night, I found some coal, so I mined that, and then we found our first iron of the world, so that was exciting. Once it was the next morning, we did stumble across another village, and I went through that and kind of pillaged what I could from there. As it started raining, I was hoping it was coming to nighttime, but it really wasn't, so I decided to go ahead and move on from the village and try and find a place to set up camp for the night. And oh boy, do I think I found a spot. we found a really nice spot along a river, kind of at a dead end in the river. It kind of looks like it could be a wharf style building area. So I think I might have found at least a spot for the night, but I think I might have found where I want to build my base. It'll look a lot better once the sun comes back out, and I'll be able to show you guys what it looks like and kind of my vision for it. Okay, so I've gone to the other side of where my base is going to be. Straight across to where that sand and gravel is, right to the right of that is where I have set up my chests and my furnaces and stuff. You can kind of see, but this is what the area looks like. So along where I'm pointing right now, I think I really want like a retaining wall with a fisherman's dock on it with boats. The other side's going to have my base and a ton of buildings, and then this back wall here will probably get rid of that mountain or build something on top of it. I haven't quite decided yet, but that's just kind of a rough idea of how I want this area to look, because I do think this is where I want to build my base. At this point, I'm just kind of wandering around, checking out the surroundings around my base, and back where I was, across from where I'm building my base across the river, is a jungle biome. So I'm grabbing some cocoa beans, maybe some jungle saplings here, and then I find a parrot that I really want, so I did go ahead and tame that with some seeds and bring that back to my base. But I just kind of wanted to check out the surroundings around me. Behind where my base is going to be built on that side of the river is just a oak and birch biome, a big forest, and then past that is just another ocean. I'm getting some food and some copper smelted here because one of the first things I like to do once I find where I want to build my base in a new survival world is I like to go exploring and mining. So typically I'll give myself an hour after I first settle down to go mining. So that's what I decided to do here. I'm going to give myself 1 hour to go mining, try and get some diamonds, get a ton of iron, and just see what I can bring back. Before we go mining, I do want to make sure I have plenty of food with me in case it takes a while for me to get back. So I'm planting some wheat seeds, I'm planting some carrots here. I think I planted some potatoes as well, just to kind of make sure I'm set for my mining trip. I'm going to need a ton of wood to build my base and all the buildings around it, so I decided while I'm waiting for some of that food to grow up so that I can harvest it, I'm going to go ahead and chop down a bunch of trees around the area to make it easier, not only to get resources before building, but to make room to build my base. I got kind of caught up in just cutting trees down. It was really therapeutic, I guess you could say. So I went ahead and did it for a lot longer than I planned. So my mining trip is getting pushed off a tiny bit, but I still am going to do it. Yeah, tree chopping went pretty well. Got a ton of oak wood, a little bit of birch and spruce wood. And then I decided to go ahead and set up an animal farm. I guess if you can call it that. It's a very, very small animal farm. I just wanted to get something set up to have some pigs and cows before I went mining. As a new day begins here in the world, we're going to go on our first mining trip. I'm going to give myself 1 hour. Once I find a cave, we'll start a timer for 1 hour, and we'll see what we can get accomplished in that hour in a cave. So we're going to travel a little ways, try and find a mine. I might go back to some of the ones that I found along my travels to get to my base, and we will see what we can do, and then we'll start the timer. As I was trying to find my way towards a cave, I did see a dark oak biome, a small one, but it did have enough for me to grab some saplings, because dark oak is going to be one of the main things I need to build out of for my base. Well, I think we might have found a cave that will work for my hour-long mining trip. I see some lava down there. That's a good sign. It looks like it goes pretty deep, so let's head down and start mining. Over the next hour, I really want to set myself up for success with the future, so I want to be able to get as much iron and coal as I can. I know coal is probably not going to be as easy to get down here since it does spawn up higher up in the Y level, but a ton of iron. I want to be able to get at least probably 10 to 15 diamonds if I can. At this point, I found some gold, so I decided it was probably time to make an iron pickaxe. As I dove deeper into this cave, I was really hoping to find my first set of diamonds, but it ended up just being a lot of mobs, a lot of torch placing, and a lot more iron gathering. This copper sword wasn't quite doing it, so I ended up upgrading the iron while I had the chance before I got too deep into the mine. That was definitely a good choice considering the horde of mobs that came at me right after that. After that, I found my first bit of lapis, which I will definitely need for enchanting, and then I found my first diamonds, but they were down in this little gully filled with water and a bunch of mobs. So I took on all the mobs, lit the place up, and then got my first diamonds. All of that work to get this cave safe, and I get 1 diamond. Now, I'm not complaining. A diamond's a diamond, but you couldn't have at least gave me like 2 or 3 diamonds? That was some bad luck, but we move on and we keep exploring. Now, I did take a tiny break here to get about a stack of tuff. I love building with tuff. The tuff bricks look so nice, and they will fit in perfect with the aesthetic we're going for in my build, so I wanted to collect some while I was down here. Once I was done mining tuff, I went back to my main mission, which is finding diamonds. I was having the hardest time finding diamonds. It took me forever to get past the 1 singular diamond I had. But after almost 10 minutes of running around this cave, killing mobs, lighting the place up, finding new nooks and crannies, we finally found more diamonds, and it did not stop there. A couple minutes later, I stumbled into this big cavern, and we just kept finding diamonds. After we got to about a minute and a half left on my hour-long timer, decided to go ahead and mine up to the surface, take what we could get from that mining trip. It feels really good to be back up on the surface and see the sun for once, so we're going to make the trip home, and then we will check out what we got from our mining trip. As we make our way back to our home base here from our boat, we got 23 diamonds, just under 3 stacks of iron ore, about a half a stack of gold ore, and then we got a stack of lapis and a stack of redstone. So a ton of good resources for us to have early game. That's why I always love going mining super early, because we're able to get set up pretty quick and have a decent bit of time before we have to go mining again. We're going to build the house, have that set up. We'll probably end up going on another mining trip to start episode 2, but obviously we just need to focus on building the house right now. So I don't have too many logs left already, but I think we can get a good base built out with dirt first, and then bring the logs in at some point later. I'm going to put the entrance of the house here. Actually, I think I want to bring this dirt back a little bit more. Give me a couple more blocks to work with here. So let's say, and I'm going to terraform this. I'm going to bring all of this back. So probably the mountain will start here, or this little ledge will start here instead of out here where it is. That way I can have more room in the front yard of this house, but I want to get the house built first and then do the terrain around it. So all of the dirt is going to be spruce wood pillars for like the supports of the house. And then pretty much everything else will just be filled in with spruce planks and stuff like that. And then obviously like windows and stuff. This will be our front door. We'll come in here, you know, have probably like our bed over here and stuff, have this over here, maybe stairs up to a second floor. It's gonna take a minute to get all this wood. We're not building in a spruce biome, so it's a little more difficult to have access to all the wood we really need. But I love this area of the world that we found. Now I'm sure if I were to go exploring for thousands and thousands of blocks, I would find another piece of world that was just as cool, if not better. But I don't really like taking hours to explore to find an area to build a base. I like to really just build the base around it. But yeah, I really like to be able to build a base around the land I find, and I think that this is going to be such a cool area for a port build. And that's really what I'm going for, is the Fisherman's Wharf with like a port and maybe a lighthouse and stuff like that. I think a lighthouse like right over there, over on our land, would be really, really cool as like an entrance piece to the land. So That'll definitely probably be one of the first builds that we do is going to be the lighthouse. Let's go ahead and get the roof on right now, because we have definitely enough dark oak. And so underneath here, it's going to be a combination of slabs and trap doors on the roof underneath these stairs I'm placing. So it'll start slab, and then it'll go to a trapdoor. I haven't decided like what type of trapdoor I want to do yet, but that'll be something we can decide later on. Okay, so I am making one change to the house. I do think I want this to go out a little bit more on this side so that we can have a big long side of the roof here, and then kind of have this side of the roof meet almost in the middle of the roof. So we're just extending it a couple of blocks on this side over in this corner. But I think it'll add a cool touch to the house and not make it be so blocky. I think it'll open it up and be a little less blocky and have some more character to it. We need to get some sand smelting. I do want windows in this house, obviously, so I'll go over here, grab this sand real quick. So yeah, that should be enough. We don't really need too much sand. Then we'll come back and grab the rest of it at some point and terraform that area just so it's not a big blob of missing sand. I could care less about a lot of things in this world as far as, like, how many times I die and stuff. We're not on hardcore, so that's not something we really have to worry about. But, like, I always want to make sure things look nice. I want terraforming to be a big priority in this world. So it's always going to be important for me. So I think we're going to take the hill back a decent bit. I do want to have a lot of room. We'll probably take it back even more later on. But for now, I think this is a pretty good start. And yeah, we'll have to knock out all these trees as well. Honestly, copper tools aren't really that much different from iron tools as far as, like, how much time it takes to mine something. So it's really not the worst thing ever to use copper tools for a while once you start your world. As we get into here, I do want to get some of the texturing going. I think that will definitely help the look of the house. And yeah, I mean, already it looks pretty good. The texturing is just what makes a house better. The big or the small details on a house are what make it really stand out. And I think stuff like that, even something as simple as that, I do think we'll do dark oak trapdoors. I was talking about spruce trapdoors, but I think having the different trapdoors on there will be pretty cool. So let me go make some of those real quick. We'll also make our door, which I do want to be dark oak because I just love the look of the dark oak door. We did take out the hill like I showed, so we have a little bit more room here in the front now. For the floor of the house, I do think I want to go just with probably like oak wood. Just make it simple. I'm not going to do like a pattern or anything. I don't want it to be too fancy. I just want something simple to have in here. All right, well, here's our floor all in. The house is actually looking really good. I'm happy with it so far. So we just got to do kind of the rest of the outside stuff and then get everything done inside, and then we'll be pretty good here. Now, as far as the first floor, I do think I kind of want my bed over here. So let's go ahead and get everything moved in real quick. All right, and we are done. We've moved in fully. Have our bed over here, feeling nice and cozy. I'm gonna put a couple torches over here. Then we've got our furnaces right here. We've got a nice little storage area right here. This is not permanent. Like I said, I do want to have storage areas at pretty much every location that has a purpose. So, you know, a stonemason, we might have like a woodworker building, stuff like that, a smelting shop. I really want to spread this world out along this terrain we have out here and really make it my own, and I think it's gonna be really cool. So with that, we are done with our house. It is fully complete. It looks really cool. I might add some more details to it at some point, make it a little nicer, put some, you know, bushes out here or something, but I think for now it looks pretty good. I added a little bit to my house while I was off camera, added some shrubs and used the composters as little bases for them. I added the beams across here. I put buttons on the end of this because it looks cool, but I added shrubs all the way around. I added leaves on this side of the roof to see if I like it, and I do. I need to add the beam here still, so we can go ahead and do that, but I think it'll break up the stone brick a little bit and look a lot nicer. Yeah, I mean, that already looks 150% better. We're probably going to end up chopping down a bunch of these trees around here to get a better lay of the land as far as what type of terrain we have to deal with while we're building, and it'll just obviously again help with our resource gathering. So I think first up on the agenda, I want to work on our farms, so I'm going to do that. You guys will probably get a pretty cool time lapse of that, and we'll find somewhere to put those. So honestly, I wanted to put my crops over on that side of the river, but I think for now I just kind of want to mine out some of these trees and break down this forest a little bit and put them back here, because I can make this flat pretty easily if I get rid of a ton of these trees here. And I think it'd be nice to have them closer, that way they're always in render distance. Just, you know, we can be confident they're in render distance and make sure that they're always growing. So I think I'll go ahead and do that instead. So we're gonna chop down some trees first. Okay, so while he is chopping down some trees, this is Editor Josh hopping in here. We're going to talk about some of the more specific things I want in my world and kind of what I envision for this world. So I'm going to throw some block palettes up on screen right now. This is kind of a good guideline of what types of blocks I want to use. Now, obviously, I'm not going to strictly stay with just these blocks, but these are definitely a good starting palette for me to use. A bunch of different combinations, a bunch of different builds, things like that. As far as buildings I want in the town, I've made a little list, so I'm going to run you through a couple. So I want a town hall, I want a blacksmith, we've got things like churches, pubs, I want a potion brewing shop, I want clothing stores, graveyards, libraries, I want a butcher, we're going to have mines, I want jails, dungeons, maybe even like a bee farm, honey farm. I really want roads connecting everything, whether that's actual roads or like walkways. I want to have the retaining walls along the water with docks and big boats. So we're gonna need like a trading, like bartering building. We need a bunch of different buildings. I want every building to have a purpose. And have design on the inside. I don't want any building to just be boring or empty on the inside. I really want to focus on fully building everything out and making everything really, really nice on the inside. That's just a small sample of the ideas I have for this world. Obviously, we're going to be building the light tower as well. Later on in the video, we're going to build the outline of that and kind of figure out the shape and size that we want for it. So we'll do that at some point in today's video, but that's just kind of a basic idea of what I want in the world. Hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of a better idea of kind of how I want to start building out this world, and hopefully in next episode we'll start building some of the buildings that we are making room for, knocking down all these trees later in the episode. Okay, so I chopped down some trees, went a little overboard. We have oak wood, That's nice, and a lot of saplings. Took down some of the spruce trees that we had growing. I need to plant the saplings back down to make sure we get more. Okay, so what we need to do is pretty much just carve out this little piece of dirt that I'm standing on here, bring it down to this level all the way around, so fill in this little gap right here, and then we can go ahead and build our crop and animal farms here. Okay, so we've got the basic shape of our crop farm almost done. The barn's going to have to be pushed back a little bit more that way, so we'll have to kind of figure out the terrain first, probably chop some more of those trees down, or we maybe push the barn off into another episode and build it somewhere else. I'm not quite sure yet, but I really like this look. I love using leaves as kind of a border, almost a fence for the crop farm. And then I love putting fences on top of the leaves. So the only thing is we do have to make sure that these are all like this. They have corners so the fences actually fit on them. But other than that, I love the look of how this looks. So we're going to do it this way. And then we'll pretty much just bring this along here. Just keep going. I might need to go get some more leaves at some point soon, but I just love the look of how this feels. Okay, so now that we have the little farm built up, we have it, getting grown, and we're going to be able to get some more crops. We have our cocoa beans over here as well. We need to harvest those in a second. But I do want to focus on the animal farm, and we have an Enderman visiting us. That's nice. Okay, and then for our sheep, we have some more fences now. And I know you can put wool on top here, or a carpet from wool on top of here and have it hop over. But just for the aesthetic look of like having an animal farm, I want to have the trapdoors as well. I will be putting wool on here at some point. Once I bring the sheep up here, I'll shear them and get carpets on here. But for now, I just like the look of having it anyway, just for a practical effect. Breed you guys up. Can I breed you guys again yet? Yes, I can. All right. I moved the spruce trees over here, and I grew a bunch of the big ones. They take 4 saplings each, but they give about a stack of wood each because they are gigantic. Yeah, they give us about a stack of wood each, so I figured for 4 saplings, it's not that bad of a deal. So we have those growing. We'll obviously have to fix the terrain once we stop growing them, but I think we'll just continue to grow them as much as we can to get as much spruce wood as we can right now, because that is going to be one of the main woods we use to build. So we'll definitely need a lot of it. Our animal farm's looking good. We're going to breed these sheep up. I do have some wheat we can use. We're gonna breed the sheep and the cows up right now, so let's do this. Don't want to miss any of them. Make sure we're not missing any. All right, we got all of them. Now for our cows, we have 4, so we can breed all of them up. Doing good. I did go ahead and plant out what I have of our crops, so all we're missing is carrots, and then we need wheat. So I think I do want to move the carrots to the middle and have the potatoes out here, because I do think I want to use potatoes as my main source, the baked potato variant as my main source of food. So we'll do that at some point. Dark oak wood, I don't need too much right now. We got about a stack and a bit of it from these trees, so we're looking pretty good there. I want to work on the lighthouse. I do think I want to change the diameter of it. I think I think it's just a little bit too wide on each side. I want to give it more dimension as well on the sides. I don't want it to be flat. And I've noticed that we have a present here from someone. 2JT plays from Secret Admirer. Good luck. They have a chest and a stone cutter for us. And they've left us a bunch of resources. Okay, this is interesting. I didn't know anyone else came on this world. We must have had someone sneak on and start playing. Well, let's go ahead and get a furnace smelting a bunch of this cobblestone into stone, because we're definitely going to need more stone than that. That's interesting. Okay, we'll have to figure out who that was that came on the world then. I don't exactly know. But that'll be... I mean, hey, if they're going to drop off resources all the time, we might as well just let them keep playing. So we ran out of stone bricks. I just need to go get more coal to smelt down more of this cobblestone. But we have a decent bit of the first layer in. Ignore that. I need to mine all this stone brick out. That was from the original template that we had in. But I think it looks really cool inside so far. And the outside, these are all going to be the windows that have the spruce fences in them. So I think it'll look really cool. It's already looking decently tall. I mean, obviously we have about 35 more blocks to go, I believe. So it's going to be even taller than this, but I think it's going to look really cool. Ignore all the dirt, obviously, but this is the height we have right now with the stone bricks that we have. We have a little bit more smelting in the furnace, but not quite enough to get everything done. So I think this is where we'll leave off the lighthouse. We need to knock down that forest and then plan out our city road over there. Mission accomplished. We got our trees knocked down. So let's go check this out. Actually, I think we're good. I think we got everything we needed. Let's go check this out. We've got all of our flat area back now. Once these leaves get out of the way, what I think I want to do is have the city kind of road come this way through here, and then kind of meet in the middle of this land and go up that way and then back around there and through there on the other side of the lake. I think that'll be cool to have a big winding city with one big middle road and then have little areas off the sides. So like there will be the road in the middle here, and then this will be an area of buildings, and then there's going to be all of this land back here for like the dock area and stuff like that. So I think if we start the road just kind of like right here and have it coming from this area, I think it looks good. And then if it's like maybe like this wide, I kind of want it to be a bigger road. We'll have to move the animal farms at some point because it doesn't really make sense to have them there. We're gonna actually build them nice like barns and stuff and have them have their own areas. So this road's gonna be pretty wide. I kind of want, at some point, I almost kind of want market stalls in the middle of the road. That'd be kind of cool. Have like a little fairground like market shopping area. That would be really cool. But I think we'll just kind of have it be, I mean, it'd be pretty straight once we get into this area right here. Maybe a little bit more this way just so that it's not running onto the stony area over here. But something like this. I really like, and I'll throw some pictures up on screen here. I really like medieval towns that had the connected buildings. So like there's going to be alleyways every now and then, but I really like the look of the connected buildings that just like are there one big massive wall along a city walkway like a road. That looks really cool to me. So this road will probably extend like all the way down here, just all the way across. Maybe a couple variations throughout to like make it not so straight. We'll go, this way a couple of blocks throughout, but we'll bring it to this tree line here to kind of get a better view of it. Oh, there you So yeah, kind of to there. Yeah, so that'll be kind of the road of the city, of the village. And like I said, it will wind from over there through here. And then I think we probably end up leveling that mountain a little bit over here and have it run along there as well and across there to the lighthouse pretty much. Now, it won't just be one big long line of buildings all the way around. It'll have some variation. We'll have some different types of things. But I think having this be our main city road will look really, really cool. And then along here, we'll just have a ton of random buildings. We'll have shops, we'll have inns, we'll have, taverns and breweries and blacksmiths and different things like that. I think we'll stay away from putting our storage areas in any of these. Maybe like our potion brewery in here, like when we have like a pub or whatever. But I think I want more of our storage areas over there and like over that way. So I think that'll be cool. And then I think right here, to kind of tie it in and not make it look so weird, I almost want to put like a corner building right here. Let me get a little more dirt going in my inventory. So almost bring it like out here. And have it kind of like this maybe. Have like a doorway here or something like that. And then again, have it bring it back this way maybe. Something like this. That could look kind of cool. I'm gonna mine this out for now so that no wolves can get in and kill my sheep, but you kind of get the idea of what I'm going for here. Little corner shop to kind of tie this area in. Once we move these animal pens, I do want to build a pathway all the way along here, meeting up with this road kind of like right here. For now, I do think I kind of want to build up the pathway from our house to the animal farm at least. So I don't really want to use path block. I don't really like the look of it. Okay, I did lie. We're going to go ahead and do path for now. I don't really like the choice of blocks that we have without having the mossy cobblestone and stuff like that. So we're going to do path block for now. I think it'll be fine. It doesn't look terrible for right now. I mean, I still hate it, but it's okay for now. And then we'll kind of just throw some random ones along here into there, kind of like that. Yeah, I don't hate that. And then we'll add greenery around as well at some point. So it's not hateful. It's not the best ever, but it gets the job done as far as a path. And then over here, we'll just kind of do the same thing. Just have it kind of winding along here towards the animal farm. I've been busy material gathering. We have a ton of cobblestone. We got a ton of andesite, diorite, and granite. Granite we're probably not going to need. Diorite we don't need, but we do need some andesite for our build. It's going to be the little pillars that go up the middle here and give it some texture on the outside with some walls and stuff like that. But we need to smelt down a bunch of this cobblestone, so let's start with that. I believe we have enough coal in all these. I did make some charcoal as well if we need extra. Hey, that's perfect timing with that copper getting done smelting. All right, well, we have the majority of the lighthouse done now, and it is looking really, really good. We have to add a couple more details on the outside. We know we're going to be putting retaining walls along here out of like stone brick and building a dock down below. My thought is do that, build the retaining wall, build the dock down below, and then put the sawmill right here, because this little cliff right here, this little area right here, it's like an L shape in the, like when you're above it. Let me go over there real quick and I'll show you guys. But it's like the perfect shape for what I'm going for, because I want like an L-shaped building pretty much. And I think this will be the perfect spot for it. And plus, when you're, when you have like a lumber barge bringing lumber to the city, they're going to be dropping it on the dock. So the building will be here, come here, and right here. And there'll probably be like a little crane sticking off the building right here, like off the side here into the water. And then the dock will be down here with a bunch of lumber on it and different things like that. Maybe we even have something in the cliff underneath here, like an elevator lifting it up. Something like that would be really cool. But anyway, that's my idea. Okay, so we've got all of the dirt picked up from around here now down to level 68, which is where our retaining wall dock area will meet. Now we just need to carve out the rest of this cobblestone that's here. I'm going to leave everything like it is. I'm not going to fill in this whole thing with dirt because we're going to be covering up most of it. Right now, I just want to get this built, move some of our storage out of our house, and then probably starting next episode, we will go on a big old mining trip. But we're going to light all of this up, make sure it's all good and lit up for when we cover it up here in a second, because this is going to be right underneath where our build's going to be. Okay, we are going to have to move this hill a little bit further back because I do want some walking room here around this area, because this is one of the corners of the front of the building, so it'll be right here. So we'll have to move this hill back at some point, but that is a problem for another time. All right, well, I don't think this is quite tall enough for a building, so let's fix that. Yeah, that looks much better. And while we're at it, maybe some walls? I think I like that. How about we strip those logs down a little bit? Yeah, I'd say that works pretty well. How about windows and a front door right here? Yeah, I'd say that looks pretty good. How about we finish out all the wood and maybe put the roof on? I'd say that looks pretty good. We definitely need more deep slate before doing the roof, so let's go get some. Oh, hey, we got a roof on now. That looks pretty good. We need to fill in the next layer here, though, in the sides of the roof. But other than that, it looks pretty good. But yeah, I think this looks pretty good. I mean, this is pretty much the building. We have to obviously fill in the rest of this stuff. It'll just be stone, brick, and andesite like this is. But up here. But yeah, and then in here, the floor is probably just going to be like oak wood or something. And then we'll have like chests here, chests over here, stuff like that to fill out the space. But yeah, I think this looks really good. I like it. Let's go ahead and get the rest of the top of the walls put in, and then we will move on to decorating. Okay, well, all of the rest of the top walls are in. It looks a little bland right now, but we are going to be decorating the inside of this. So let's go ahead and knock out this floor and put in the floor, and then we'll get some chests in here and actually make it a storage room. Okay, well, we're all moved into our storage room. Obviously, the crafting table won't stay there. We're going to decorate a little bit more. Okay, so at this point, I decided to take a break from building the lumber mill and go on a little bit of a mining trip, and something unfortunate happened. Okay, where were those diamonds? They were over here. I'm dead. Oh my god. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. Okay, let me go back in my recording, see where I was. 8:15, 3:39. Okay. Okay. 8:15, 3:39. I'm glad I didn't sleep anywhere. That would have sucked. Let's make armor. 8:15, 3:39. Let's take dirt. So I think we're probably in the chunk by now. So we gotta make this quick. So 3:39. Okay. Here we go. I'll put that above our head just so we're not. Oh, I'm dead here. Yeah, I'm dead here. How am I alive? How am I alive? How am I alive? How am I alive? Oh my god. Okay, we gotta go. How am I alive after that? That is insane. Okay. Fully focused here to water bucket clutch. I'm not the best at it. I think we were negative 33, I want to say. This is where we died, right here. Alright, let's just let the water run down. Okay. Alright, here we are. Get the diamonds. Okay, got my shield. Okay. That might be one of the more stressful Minecraft moments I've ever had, but we're going to move on to something a little less stressful now. We're going to head over here because I have something to show you guys that we have planned. These zombies are not in the plans. Let's go ahead and take care of that real quick. We are going to be building a greenhouse in this area. We're going to flatten out the land, take out all of these trees, and build a big greenhouse. It's going to hold our bone meal farm and our moss farm. So like I said at the end of last episode, we want to automate some stuff today. We need bone meal just for everything, and then we need moss to kind of help with some building stuff that we're going to do in the future. So it'll be a little bit of resource gathering today. We're going to be knocking down all of this forest pretty much back to the jungle. So most of this right here, all of this, we're going to be building the greenhouse, which will go right over there. And then all around here is going to be our new wheat fields, carrot fields, potato fields. So what we're going to do first is a little time-lapse montage type thing, and we're going to knock down this entire forest. So let me get a couple of axes because I don't actually have any right now. I need to put some of this valuables away that I found on our mining trip, and let's get chopping. Okay, so as he chops down trees for the next hour and a half, I wanted to hop in and kind of explain my design process behind the greenhouse build, because I'm going to be completely honest, it was a complete mess. I changed and tore it down and rebuilt it probably 5 or 6 different times. I think I'm showing a couple of them on screen, but it was a mess. I could not make up my mind on what I thought looked good, what I thought would work. I changed the dimensions of the build, the size of the build, the height, the shape, everything. I just could not make up my mind and be happy with any of it. I really love the look of the spruce wood with the white stained glass. Most of the inspiration pictures I found on Google used those materials, and so that's what I went with here. I really like the look of it. Once I got into a groove of building it though, it came together pretty quick. I kept tearing stuff down. I kept replacing it. I wasted so much time that I cut out of this little montage here just getting glass and getting sand because I just kept tearing it down and wasting glass. So obviously I don't have silk touch yet, so that really was kind of detrimental to the whole process, was having to tear all this glass out and then re-put it down. There's definitely easier ways I could have done that, like use dirt first to get a good look at what it looked like, but I wasn't thinking about that. I just wanted to get it done, and I was not being efficient at all. So we got the front of the greenhouse done, and this is kind of where things took a turn for the worst, I guess you could say, in my design. I just wasn't liking it, like I've said, and so I decided to start tearing stuff out. So I broke down some of the walls that I had kind of built up. I decided to change the shape of the building altogether. I didn't like how this corner looked here, and so I decided to change that. So there were just a bunch of things that I changed. I wasted a ton more glass, but honestly, I think it came together well. We got the walls up, we got our corners on, and it's something that I actually enjoyed looking at, and I figured you guys would like looking at as well. So it ended up coming together pretty well, but I mean, it was definitely a challenge, and we changed the entire shape of the building before I was happy with it. So finally found something I was happy with, and we got to actually building it. Put some spruce fences on the outside as like a little design and like texture on the windows, because I didn't want it to just be a bunch of like a wall of glass. And then we used the barrels as kind of an accent on the edges, the corners of the build as well. I really love, like I said, the spruce stripped logs with the stained glass, so I think it worked out really well. Once I finally settled on a design, it was a pretty easy process, just putting everything together, creating my vision in the actual world. This is the first building I haven't done in the creative testing world first. I'm currently actually trying to figure out the design for my shopping district in the creative testing world. So I was eyeballing it. I was going freehand with the entire design. I didn't really have anything. I took inspiration from a couple things on Google I had found for like the slab design on the front door area. But other than that, I was kind of just going by what I liked and what looked good. And it was difficult. Like I said, I tore it down a bunch of times, but finally something came together. Started putting the roof on, and it was looking even better. I was really happy with how the roof was coming along. I was able to do a cool design on the ends as well. I put glass in the roof as well to give light through the top of the roof, which I think looks really cool. But again, I did run out of glass, so we had to keep going and getting more sand. I didn't show any of that just because it was so much time wasted getting more and more sand and more glass, having to smelt it all down and wait for it. But yeah, we got all the walls on. It looks really good. All the windows are in, and I'm pretty happy with it. We just need a floor now, and there's the floor. Now that we have a floor in, all we have to do is finish the roof, and all we need for that is more bone meal to make white stained glass. So I think it's time to get out of this little montage, time lapse, whatever you want to call it, and start actually building the bone meal and moss farm. Okay, so we're not fully done with the outside yet. I know it looks pretty bland right now. We're going to be decorating it, adding in foliage and some greenery, and definitely texturing it a little bit more. But we have to build our bone meal farm first because I have ran out of glass and I need it for the rest of the roof. And there's one little block right here that I missed. So I need more bone meal. Don't really feel like fighting a bunch of skeletons to get bones, so we're going to make the bone meal farm down here first. In this chest is everything we are going to need to make the bone meal and the moss farm. So it shouldn't be too difficult. I don't really like redstone, so we're going to get through it pretty quick here and just kind of get going. I do need to dig out this whole big area first. I've kind of started, but I've been putting it off because I really don't want to dig it out. So I have the outline of the space I'm going to need dug out. I just need to do the rest of it. So let's get digging, and then we will build our bone meal farm. Would you look at that? We have a working moss and bone meal farm. Right now it is set to the bone meal type. All I would have to do to make it just a moss farm is take out these composters, put in a couple more hoppers, and then it would put all the moss into this chest. But since there's composters right now, they're all getting, all this is sent into the composters, and then it's sent into here and is made into bone meal, and then it comes into here. So right now we're just waiting for more bone meal to go through. I have a stack of bone meal in here that I had from bone blocks from the nether, so we're just waiting for it to create a bunch of bone meal so we can rebuild this and add all of this in here. And then once we do that, we can turn it into the moss farm. Honestly, it was pretty easy to build. I might just build a second one, but as you can see, I kind of misjudged how tall it was, so I had to mine out a little more. But honestly, putting another one back there would not be the worst thing ever. Wouldn't be too difficult. It would just take some time to dig all this out. It took me like an hour to dig this big chunk out, so it's definitely a little time consuming, but that's okay. It's a good design. It's nice and easy. Nothing too insane. Like I mean, obviously I just followed the tutorial, but like if any of you want to use this, like I said, I'll link it down in the description. But it's a pretty easy tutorial to follow. It's, I think, like 10-15 minutes long. Okay, so we've got all the roof on now. All the glass is done. You can kind of hear the bone meal farm when I'm here. You can hear the piston moving the observer, but that's okay. So we're just gonna add some decorations here to the interior. Nothing too crazy, but just a little bit of something to add some life to the area. I don't want it to just be a big barren thing with a bunch of chests in it. We'll probably use some chests and some barrels, I would say, for our storage. And then one thing I do have to do is I have to relocate the ladder down to the farm because I really don't want it there. I would rather have it like probably in the middle right here at least. So we'll have to move that a little bit, but on these we'll probably just put some flowers and some stuff kind of dotted around here. Have to grab some more different types of flowers and stuff like that. And then we'll probably have like our storage area maybe like in this corner, so we might get rid of this here. Actually, yeah, that's probably a good idea to get rid of this. Do chests here and here, and then kind of just some barrels thrown around. Maybe we'll use some spruce slabs as like a shelf almost right here. Then, yeah, we'll do that. And then maybe a couple barrels down here. Something like that. That looks pretty good. Then we can have just like our random flowers and different things thrown in it. And then we can do one more little thing right here. Couple more little flower beds, and then we'll have vines and stuff as well. I've never actually built a greenhouse in Minecraft. Now that I'm thinking about it, this is the first one I've ever built. Maybe we do keep the ladder here. I want to clean it up a little bit, but I mean, at that point, might as well just push it back a little bit. It probably goes straight onto the farm, which is actually probably better as well. So we'll do that, and then we'll clean things up. Let me see if I have any vines or glowberries. If not, I can just shear some, because I know we have a lot of vines and stuff over there on those trees. I feel like I'm going to learn so much new stuff that I have never learned in Minecraft before playing on this world and playing for you guys. Because, like, I feel like I know a decent bit about Minecraft, but, like, I mean, I really don't. Like, I feel like I'm learning something new all the time now. We'll start with this. Once they grow, we'll add more. How am I going to do that, though, to get them? I could probably just do that and then put them there. Doesn't look terrible. None of those are growing yet, so we'll just put one like right here for now, and then we'll probably have a couple hanging out on each side. But honestly, I think this looks pretty good. I'm not mad about it at all. I like it. So we'll put in the rest of the flowers. Just get some extra stuff going here. Let's see, we can do a rose here. Let's do a sapling here. It can't grow. Well, ooh. No, I don't think this can grow. I think it's blocked enough that it can't grow. I guess we'll find out. Acacia sapling, we'll do one of these. Honestly, just do more of those. We'll do some more spruce saplings. This guy is going to make me mad, though. He's going to test my patience here for sure. Because he keeps coming in here. I don't want him in here. Get out. Leave me alone. Thank you. I think this is looking really good. We'll make a nice pathway like we did to connect it up to our house. And then honestly, the rest of this is farmland. So you can see I've started on the farmland here, kind of at least framing it out where I want it. It'll come up to probably here, so we'll terraform this a little bit more. It'll come up to right here. We might bring this ledge out right here a little bit to have more walking room around here. And then it's going to go all the way up to here, all the way out there to the lake. So it's going to be a lot of farmland, but this is kind of like our farming area. So that's kind of what it's meant to be for. So now what I want to do, I did the field. Like I said, like I showed you guys, this field over here is ready for being planted on. It's fully cultivated and plowed and stuff. But I don't want to do that right now. We have a wheat farm already. That's good for now. What I want to do is something I've been dreading, is something I really don't want to do, but I need to build an iron farm. We need to build a pumpkin and melon farm in today's episode. As well, I'd like to also get a kelp farm built today's episode, and I'm running out of iron. I have some more iron in the chest back over by the greenhouse, but I'm running out of iron, and I need iron for hoppers. I need iron for pretty much everything I need for each of those farms. So it's time to build an iron farm. We're going to build it over here. So it's going to be back. If you guys remember when I went exploring, there's a village right across the lake right over here. There's like a little ocean lake thing. It's that way. We're going to build it over there, not near the village. It's a little bit away from the village, just enough to where it's out of the distance of like all the blocks and stuff, so it won't mess up the iron farm. Because if anyone knows bedrock iron farms, they are one of the most difficult things in the world to build. But we should have the perfect distance. There's no caves. I've already gone and kind of marked everything out, made sure it looks good. So let's get over there and get building. We've got our working iron farm. It's snowing right now. We're up incredibly high, so it's going to be snowing, but we have torches there to keep the water melted so it doesn't freeze up. But, I mean, we're looking pretty good. I've been sitting here for probably 5 minutes now taming cats, and I have over a stack of iron already, not including the stuff I already had. So this is looking really good. It's actually working incredibly well. I was kind of nervous about the pace of it, but it's working really well, and it's going good. So I'm probably going to AFK for a while, get some more iron, and then we will work on the kelp farm and the pumpkin and melon farms, and then that should be enough automation for one episode, and we'll kind of call it there. Okay, so first on our list of farms that we want to make, we have two. We have our kelp farm, and then we have our pumpkin and melon farm, which is just one big farm. But first we're going to do the kelp farm, and we have placed it in a position where it's actually kind of helping our storyline a little bit for the world. I've kind of started, and I did start placing some of the wheat seeds as well, just to get them on the ground, because I had a bunch in my chest over there. But I've kind of started expanding this way, and I want to obviously tell the story of these cities as I'm building them. So this is going to be like our crop farming town, not town, more like a little city. There's going to be buildings along the river here. So our crops will come out to like right here, and then this will be like a little city area, like a little farming community. And then there's the greenhouse. That'll be the big farmhouse. It won't always be our base. So it'll turn into a farmhouse at some point, and then it'll come all the way along here. And then as we get towards the village, which is where our kelp farm is going to be, there's going to be a bridge here. And then this village, at some point, we are going to transform it into a fishing village. So we'll build all new houses, we'll make the terrain a little bit better, probably carve out some of this mountain to make the lake a little bigger and wider. But this is going to be a fishing village. So what better place to have a kelp farm at than our fishing village? So that'll be kind of the what ties in the storyline to our kelp farm, and why it's over here is that this is going to be a fishing village. So we do have a house on our plot of land where we're going to build our kelp farm right now. It's this one right here, and I already have a chest here from some stuff I dropped off on my way back from mining. But we need to knock down this house real quick, and then we can get going on actually building the farm. So it shouldn't be too long of a process for me to get this built. I just have to tear this house down. Once it's the next day, I'm going to sleep real quick in the bed while the house is still here, and then we will tear it down, build the kelp farm, and then at some point we'll build a building around the kelp farm. But for now, we can just have it out in the open in our little soon-to-be fishing village. Okay, moment of truth to see if we built the kelp farm correctly. Let's flip it on. Oh, we totally did. Now the next step is to build an auto crafter setup with furnaces to be able to smelt this down automatically in dried kelp blocks. But we really don't need to do that right now. We can just have the kelp by itself and gather it. One note, if you do decide to build this in your world, like all the other farms in today's video, I'll leave the video tutorial I used in the description of this video. But make sure you do not leave the chunk that this is in, okay? So if you have it on like this, don't leave the chunk. It will break and you'll have to replace all the redstone. Make sure you flick the lever and turn it off first. There is the chance when you turn the lever and flick it off that kelp will break, or that the pistons will fall in the wrong spot and the kelp will break and the sand will be in the wrong spot. If that's the case, just break the sand, replace it where it needs to be, and you should be all good to go. You can flick this on and off as much as you want, and it will just keep getting kelp. So I'm going to let this grab a bunch of kelp while it gets overnight here, and then we will go and build our pumpkin and melon farm next. And so another thing you could do if you want even more production, you can make this pretty much as long as you want. I went with 2 just because that's the design in the tutorial, and I didn't want to change it before I knew that it would work. But you can really, I mean, this is a pretty simple design. It just kind of pushes around the sand and forces the kelp to grow. So it's a pretty simple design to replicate. This is just the clock with the lever to turn it off and on, so that doesn't need to be redone. It's just the redstone for the pistons at that point. But you could pretty much take it as far as you want, as long as you add, repeaters and stuff to power everything and make sure the signal gets strong enough to get to all the pistons and stuff like that. But it's not difficult at all to make this, so if you guys want to use that in your world, you're more than welcome to. The tutorial is in the description. And so this melon and pumpkin farm, I'm going to build, kind of like with the kelp farm, I'm going to build the farm right now, but not build the building around it. You have one pumpkin. I don't see any pumpkin seeds. Doesn't look like it. That's cocoa beans. Okay, so we'll have 4 pumpkin seeds and we have 8 melon seeds. So not too much, but not nothing. And so for this, for every pumpkin or melon that we want, we need 1 observer and 1 piston. So it is, a little pricey, but it's fine. So for now, we'll go ahead and make 12 pistons and 12 observers. We are fully set up. This farm is fully complete now. Wrap the rest of this glass back on here real quick, and we are good to go. Obviously, aesthetically, it doesn't look the best right now because there's no building around it, but as soon as we get a building around it, it will look a whole lot better, that is for sure. This farm will pretty much go whenever we're in this area. So if we're down at the moss farm, it'll go. If we're in our house, it will go. It might even work if we're over at the fishing village or the lighthouse, the lumber mill. We'll be building a lot of stuff in this area anyway, doing this farming next episode, so we'll hopefully get a decent bit of melons so that when we do end up bringing in villagers and getting our shopping district set up with trades, we should be pretty set as far as those melon trades and pumpkin trades. I've been doing a little bit of work on this terrain off camera. I put down our enchanting table in our bookshelves here just to have it. The library that we're going to store this in and have all of this in is going to go way over there, but we're not going to be building that for a little while, and I wanted to get it down so I could start enchanting my diamond gear. So it's here for right now. It won't stay here forever, but it'll move at some point, but for right now it's there. Today's focus is the shopping district. We are going to start building the first couple buildings on this side of the shopping district. So first off, this is going to be a tavern here on the corner. The shape of this is definitely not going to stay the same. I do have an updated template I've been working on my creative planning world. So I've been kind of testing out some different block palettes and different types of designs for the buildings. So the shapes are going to be a tiny bit different, but other than that, they'll be the same. So we're going to be building 3 buildings today. So the tavern here, this is going to be a bakery. And then more than likely this is going to be an alleyway. And then this building here, I think, is going to be some sort of other shop. This is our shopping district in our world. This is a solo world, so it's not like a realm where there's a bunch of people on and like we all are trading stuff. This is for where my villagers are going to be, that I can buy, enchanted books and do trades with my villagers. So I'm building a shopping district for that purpose, to build a bunch of different buildings instead of one big trading hall. I think it'll spread everything out a little bit better, and I think it'll just look really cool. So that's what we're starting on today. We have the tavern here. The tavern will probably not be for potion brewing purposes. It'll just be a tavern for looks, and then we'll start with the actual shopping part of it here with our bakery. So over here, I've been doing some stuff since last episode, and so here is our greenhouse that we built in last episode. That looks really cool. But yeah, I took all of this terrain down. I took all the trees down from back there, but over here is definitely something that you guys have not seen yet. I had started doing this crop farm in last episode. I didn't really show much of it, but I had started tilling all of the ground with a hoe. And so I planted down a bunch of wheat, and then there's potatoes over on that side. I just need more seeds and potatoes to grow the rest of them. But I put some shrubs around them with some leaves to make it look a little nicer. And then where all this dirt is kind of in the middle, marking that out, there's going to be a pathway through here breaking up the wheat and the potato field. First things first, we need to gather all of the materials that we're going to need to build in today's episode. So that's going to be a painstaking process. We have some things, but we definitely need some more of some other things. So we've got to get all of that gathered, and then we will get started on building. So how about a little montage of me gathering resources? Okay, so we got a bunch of the stuff we already had. Now I'm grabbing some bone meal because we need to grow some more spruce trees to get more spruce wood because we were running a little low. I also need jungle wood for some of the builds, so we're just going to take a ton of this and grab any of the saplings we have and see what we can do to get a bunch more wood before we start building. I'm going to be completely honest, I don't really know what villager is going to go in here or what, couple villagers are going to go in here to trade with. I'm just building this shop because I thought the design I came up with looked kind of cool. So I'm going with this. I'm going to start building it. And what I'll do is just down in the comments below, let me know what type of villager, what type of shop this should be that I should put in here. And I will use whatever I like best in the comments. So do that and let's get started on building. Okay, we've got the front of the first building, and this is going to be our doorway. There's going to be windows. There's going to be plants in those potters. We have all the walls and the back in as well, and there's going to be a back door back there. It leads out to like a little shopping like cart back behind there. That'll be done at a different point in time though. And then we just need to put the roof on, and then the second floor of walls need to go on as well. So we'll have to put the walls on first, and then we'll put the roof on, and then this building should be pretty done. Okay, well, we were only able to do about half of the roof so far, and I ran out of deep slate, so let's go get some more real quick. Okay, roof is on. I had to tweak the design of the front a little bit because to have the logs go up the middle, before this was a 3 wide set over here, or sorry, 5 wide, and this was 3 wide with a 1 wide window. This had a 3 wide window. It wasn't center and it was bugging my eyesight, so I just had to change it to be centered. That's just a me thing. I might move it back, I'm not sure, but it had all of these logs down here for the first 2 floors over to the left one, and then this one in the middle, and I just did not like how that looked. So we might change that back. I'm not exactly sure. I think I like it how this is, and we can decorate it, obviously make it look better. One thing I probably will do is push, because these are both pushed back from the logs 1 block, and that up there is not. I will be pushing that back. I just didn't think about that when I was doing it, so it ended up coming out that way. But roof is on. It will be textured at some point. It's not going to stay just as the cobbled deep slate stairs. There's going to be some other blocks, other types of deep slate in there, maybe like some tough blocks or something like that to go in there. Maybe we even go to the nether, get some blackstone, throw it in there as well to add some variation, and so it's not just a flat roof. But for now, the roof is on and done. So this building's pretty much done. We're going to leave it like this for now. I will go in and add in the floor at least for the second floor, so we'll add that in, and then that building will be done as far as I am concerned for now. In this chest we have mud bricks, because this next building here is going to be made out of mud bricks and mud along with jungle wood. So it's a pretty cool design that I came up with. I was just looking on the Minecraft block palette website and found that combination of blocks looked really cool and wanted to use it. So that's what we're doing. I've never worked with mud or really jungle planks before in all my time playing Minecraft, so we're going to try it out, see if it looks cool. It looks cool in the creative testing world, so I'm hoping it stays that way in the real world here in survival. And if it doesn't, we can always change it to be something different, but I think it'll look pretty cool. So we need a ton of mud. More than likely, that means I'm probably going back to that mangrove biome that I found like 4,000 blocks away, because there was a butt ton of mud in that swamp biome. Or I try and build a mud farm. I'm not exactly sure which I want to do quite yet, so it'll just kind of depend. I do need some more torches. I ran out of coal in my inventory earlier. Let's grab a couple of torches to throw down on the floor in here. But I'm gonna look into making a mud farm, see how efficient it is and how quickly I can make it. If we do decide we can make one, I will probably just put it where one of the shops is going to be and make that shop my mud farm. So it'll probably just sit temporarily in one of these until we actually build the building around it for the mud farm. But that'll depend on if I want to actually build a mud farm or just go back over to that biome and dig up a bunch of mud. Okay, so I don't really feel like building a mud farm, and traveling a little bit does sound kind of fun right now. So I'm just going to go gather up all the mud from that mangrove swamp and just do it manually. I don't really know how much and how often we will be building with mud and mud bricks, so really if it's just enough to get this build done, that's fine. We don't really need much else. Alright, we are back, and we have acquired a lot of mud. I really hope this is all we need, because I really don't feel like going back and getting more, but if we need to, we will. This isn't necessarily the biggest build ever, so we should be good with just this amount, hopefully. If we do need more, it's not the worst thing in the world to go get some more. There's a ton more mud in that mangrove swamp we can go grab up. Inevitably, I'm gonna have to make a mud farm at some point. I'm just trying to put it off as much as possible, and honestly, I love the resource gathering part of Minecraft, so it's not, you know, my least favorite thing ever. It's definitely something I enjoy. It's kind of therapeutic and calming for me, so gathering all this mud was not that difficult. Alright, now that we have mud, I'm going down here to get some bone meal because we need jungle wood, and I really don't want to wait for the trees to grow, so we're just going to bone meal them now that we have access to a butt ton of bone meal. So, let's do them, I say just right here, we might as well. Did also start a little dripstone lava farm down below there in the bone meal farm, so that'll be running while I'm building these buildings as well. This is a ton of jungle wood. I forgot how tall these things are. So let's knock some of these out, get some jungle wood, and then we'll get building that second building in our shopping district. And this is the reason I needed mangrove, is because I really love the look of the mangrove trap doors that go on the front of this building. We have some fence gates holding up the, I guess, like supports. It's gonna be like it's a jutting out second floor, so it's gonna come out one block like that right there. And I think the strip jungle logs break it up really well with what the second floor is gonna look like. It's gonna be the same type of materials, so it's gonna be the packed mud, and then it's going to be jungle planks for the second floor instead of the mud bricks, so it'll give it a little bit of a lighter texture going up, kind of the same thing with this building, except this was a little more drastic. And then I think it'll look pretty cool. We'll have a little bit of a different roof on this building as well, and then we have our alleyway forming here. And like I said, this whole thing is not going to be a grass walkway. It's going to be cobblestone and like mossy cobble and a bunch of like cracked stone and stuff. It's going to look really cool. We're going to probably have stuff down the middle of this area here, this little walkway, and then we'll have a cool little pathway back here, because kind of the vision for this is that more than likely I'm going to bring the lake in here a tiny bit and then build this out to be more of a ledge, like out here probably. So this whole thing will be a little ledge, and there's going to be like little seating and like a big like patio area back here. I think that'll look pretty cool as well, and just give the vibe of this more life, because if you just look at this from the lake right now, if I were to leave it like that, obviously like, you know, terraforming stuff, but leave the buildings like this, it would look pretty bland and boring. So we'll probably have like awnings sticking off the back of these buildings here and here, and then we'll have like maybe some little carts out here for some like storage for the buildings, not like actual storage, but just like for the story of the buildings and like the shops, and then like a little seating area looking out over the lake and all the work that's being done. Okay, so this is the basic outline of the roof. It's going to be dark oak for the lining, and then it will be spruce wood for the actual roof itself. I like the look of it, so I think we're going to go ahead and put the rest of the roof on. Yeah, I think both of those look better now that they are done. So we pushed the top up there back so that the beam is exposed, just like down here in the first floor. That grass is growing to get into the planter beds. I added some stairs with some trap doors up top there to kind of accent and detail it. And then over here, we took off the trap doors off the top, and I do think it looks better. I just need to figure out what it's missing. It's missing something, and I'm not exactly sure. Maybe just like some upside down stairs sticking out of it, like dark oak wood maybe, or spruce. Just something to add a little more accent to it. I don't know, maybe like right here and here and here and here and here and here, or just one in the middle maybe, or one on each side. I don't know. I'll experiment with some stuff, and we can always come back and add to it, change it. But I think now we should move on to gathering what we need for the tavern and getting that built tomorrow. All right, time for the tavern, and I think this is going to be a little bit of a different shape than this. I have an idea that I think will be really cool. We might have to move the sheep pen right now to make this work, but I'm going to put out the frame first, and then if I need to move the sheep, I will, but if I don't have to right now, I will wait. Okay, so here's the outline of the building. It's definitely not as random as the grass I had here before. So basically how this is going to work, this is going to be a big building here. It's going to be a little bit taller than that, and then up here, there actually won't be a doorway right here. So up here is going to be stairs going up to the second floor of the building, and then the main entrance for the bottom, and we're probably going to end up building a basement as well to have like the actual tavern in, will be here on this side. So it'll be kind of like a double use building. So we'll have the tavern on this floor and downstairs, and then we will have upstairs probably some storage, or maybe like a potion brewing room, until we can actually build an actual building for that somewhere else in our big city. So it'll be cool. We might have a little alleyway under here to get out the back here underneath the stairs that are going to be here. That would look kind of cool as well. So we'll have to decide on that later on and kind of decorate that. But I think this is going to look really cool. We need to gather up some spruce wood. I have a bunch of spruce trees growing over there. I'm going to plant some more and gather all of that up. We need a ton more because we have completely run out after doing this roof and that whole building out of spruce. So let's go gather some real quick and then we will get this built. All right, we have enough spruce wood and we're growing a little bit more. You can just ignore that for now. We're gonna go chop that down at some point. But spruce wood, oak wood, we've got it all. Let's get to building our tavern. Okay, so here is the front of this building. Well, not really the front, it's the side, but the street-facing view, I guess, if you want to call this that. So we're going to have stairs here at some point. They will come up, and there will be a door right here. They will come in to the top floor, which will probably have some villagers in it, but we don't have that done quite yet, so we're going to go ahead and do that for now. And then this will just be a little area. We might have like a little wool awning coming off of here with like some colored and white wool. Make it look like a little market stall. We can put some stuff down here. And then this right here is going to be the entrance. So we're going to decorate this up. This is not going to just be a flat wall. That would look really bad. And then this will be the entrance to our tavern. And we'll have our big town square right here where the animals are. So we're making a ton of good progress. It's going to look really cool. I'm super, super excited for it. So our next step, we need to chop down all of this spruce wood. I do have some dark oak growing as well that I need. But we need to chop down all these spruce trees here, get some more spruce wood, and then we can finish this building. All right, here is our tavern. I am going to add a couple more detail-y bits to it, and obviously we have to move all the animal pens out of the way, but I think it looks pretty cool as is. Definitely want to add some more texturing to it, maybe put some oak logs in here where these strip spruce are to kind of break it up a little bit, kind of like we have done here, but I think it looks pretty cool. We got to build out our little market stall right here as well for the street side, but I think this looks really cool. I love the look of the flowers and the flower beds on the sides of the build. It just adds more nature and kind of brightness to the build, and I really like that. We definitely need something to break up the two, the stone brick into the, what's that called? Andesite? Diorite. Diorite. We need something to break up into that, so I might put a strip of logs down here where that stone brick is to kind of break it up a little bit. But honestly, it doesn't look terrible as is, so who knows? We might keep it. Think up next, I want to take a swing at doing the little road that's going to come through the shopping district. So I think it's probably just about as good a time as any to just get going on it and start doing it. It's going to be cobblestone, mossy stone brick, andesite, gravel. There's going to be buttons and slabs and stairs. It's going to look really cool. It's going to look fun, and maybe put some market stalls in here as well. Who knows? But let's go ahead and get going on that. Okay, and we have a road in now. Now, it's not fully complete. I do need to run the moss farm a little bit. I'm actually going to be building a second one so that I can have one dedicated to bone meal, one dedicated to moss, because right now I have to kind of switch up how it's collected and where the bone meal goes through the hoppers and stuff in order to make it one or the other, and it's just a little tedious. So I'm going to be building another one down there. I have to carve out a bunch of space over here and do that, but that'll get done at some point, and then we'll have one for each. But we are going to be adding in some mossy cobble and mossy stone bricks and stuff like that to kind of break it up, give it more texture. But yeah, it looks pretty good if I do say so myself, and I'm pretty happy with it. I was going to kind of leave it there, but I got a pretty cool idea for another building. So we're going to be doing another building down over here and kind of completing this side of things today. I did add in some cool decorations here, you know, with the hay bales with trapdoors on them and some chests and stuff. I put a cake here and a little market stand. I had, for some reason, forgot at the start of the episode I was making this a bakery. And for some reason, I started getting on a tangent of it being a tavern. Not a tavern, it's a bakery, so we're back to that. I don't know why that was the case. I'm not sure what I was thinking about to make me think that it was going to be a tavern, but it's a bakery, it's going to be a bakery, and I like that it will be a bakery. We have our little like cake stand out here for people to come buy cake if they want it. We'll have to stock some more stuff, stock some more bread and things like that for the bakery side of things. Up top here, we will probably have maybe like our farmer villagers up here. Right now we just have little stairs and just kind of like a no interior, so we'll have to decorate that. But like we said earlier, we're going to be decorating all the interiors in another episode. Most of these bottom slabs here do have torches underneath them, so at nighttime this will be nice and lit up and spawn proof for the most part. This interior obviously is not done either. It's just a bunch of mangrove wood on the floor and torches. So right here is going to be our masonry. So it's going to be this whole area, so ignore that little cut off there. That's not going to be a separate building. It's going to be this entire area right here. It's going to be our masonry, where all of our mason villagers will go. We'll have like a little like blacksmith area with lava on the bottom to like say they're crafting tools and making things like that. This will be where we get most of our tools from. Obviously, we're not going to be going mining for diamonds every single time we need a new pickaxe or anything like that. So we should be able to get those trades from blacksmiths and stuff like that. So let's get to building this. We'll extend the road out to the end here. Okay, so as we come down our road for the shopping district, you will notice our building is complete. We can come back here a little bit, take a look at it. I think it looks really cool. I do need to texture the roof a little bit. It's looking very, very bland and flat. So let me see if I can get a better angle of it over here, maybe. Building up a little bit, but it looks very flat and one-dimensional right now, and I do not like how it looks. But it will be textured. We're going to put a chimney here because there's going to be like our little like masonry smelting area right here outside. So we're going to be putting a chimney that goes right there for that. But it is the tallest building right now. The first floor, I think, will probably just be for the aesthetics of having like a masonry, like a smithing area. The second floor will be where we have all of our like smithing villagers and stuff like that, or armory villagers maybe, to get all of our tools and stuff like that. So that is another item checked off the to-do list. Honestly, that wasn't even going to be a building that I built in today's episode. I was going to save that, but then I just really wanted to build and keep building, so we're doing that. We did put the stairs on here. So I don't know if I like the trapdoor thing is kind of like a little stair handle ledge. I don't know if I like that or not yet. I don't know if it gives enough depth here to look like an actual ledge compared to this, but that is that for now. We have access to this top floor up here of our bakery. Let's get to a new day, and then we will start tackling some of the things we have on today's to-do list, which is really going to be building our farming village. That was always kind of the plan, was to make this a farming area, farming district. And so basically the way it will be, we'll have our farming area, the village over here up through there. And then this will be our little like town square like segment going into the shopping district. So it'll be like where all the farmers will come and hang out at the end of the day after their shifts and in the fields, and they will, you know, come into the shopping district, get something to eat from the bakery, or go to, you know, maybe we put in like a restaurant here selling like soup and stuff or bread or something. And we, you know, do that, and they can go and shop and do whatever they want in all of these little areas here. That's kind of the idea. I also do want to hear from you guys. We'll talk about this while we're chopping these trees down. I want to hear from you guys on what other types of Minecraft content, or just what other types of games you want to see me play. I'm really open to trying anything. If it'll get me views and get me out there to people, I'm willing to try any types of games you want. Okay, so when I'm laying out these buildings, I'm going to put down just like the base, like corners of them. And then the grass blocks I'm going to put down, or the dirt I'm going to put down, is going to be where the doors are in the buildings. So I'm just going to get the rough shape of a bunch of the buildings in the village right now, and then we will go back and actually build up all of them. But the main blocks we'll be using will be oak logs for the outside like supports and stuff. So that'll be kind of a start to all the houses, and then we'll go back once we get all of them plotted out where we want them and actually design and build them. Okay, let me get a better angle for you guys so we can kind of check out what these houses are going to look like, buildings and houses, I guess. So we've got the first one over here. It's a little smaller, and the door is going to be right there where that grass block is. Sorry, I'm a little far away. I probably could have gotten closer. Right here, I left a gap because that's where I think our bridge over to the fishing village is going to be. I'm not exactly sure how I want to do that, if I want it to be a bridge or if I want like a dock there. I don't really know yet, so I'm just going to wait on that for now and leave it open just in case. But we have another long and skinny house here. We have an L-shaped house up on this next level of the village, and then this house right here is just a bigger, like blockier square shape, and then we have another L-shaped house here. Very, very basic layouts, but the designs will be pretty cool. So it's just getting the village in place and then designing the buildings around kind of how they're formed on the ground and laid out. I think it will look really cool in the end once we get it all actually on into the world, and it's not just a couple of oak logs sitting here. Okay, house number 1 is built, and it's looking kind of bland on the outside. The interiors, same thing for our shopping district. We're going to be doing the interiors in a different episode. I don't want to make a habit of not doing interiors when I'm building the buildings, but I think for now, just at the pace we need to go to get all these buildings built as quick as I need to, I think it's a good idea to just do the interiors another time. But it is looking a little bland on the outside. Let's go ahead and add some texture to it. Add some depth to it, and add some design and, you know, some sprucing up of it on the outside. And you know what? I think that looks pretty good. We're going to make some tweaks to it. We're going to add some things, take some things away here and there. If I, find some different designs I like a little bit better. We added a little beetroot farm here. Just, adding to the farming community aspect of it. Had a bunch of little things thrown around the back here. Obviously, the main thing you're going to see if you're not straight in front of the building, when you're coming through the big, canal lake here, you're going to be seeing the back of the building. So it needs to look pretty good, and we have some nice little foliage and greenage and a bunch of hay bales and stuff thrown around here. It's just some little texturing and kind of some added design on the build. I think it looks pretty cool for our first house. Now we just have to do this, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different times now. So it looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. We might tweak the roof a little bit, maybe add a little chimney on the back with some smoke coming out from a campfire or something, but I'm pretty happy with it. So let's get on to the next one now. And so as we get sleeping here into the next morning, this next building is not going to be a house like this. It is going to be a horse stable. So I did change the outline of it a little bit from how it originally was when I was showing you guys over there, but it's going to be a horse stable. So I think it'll be pretty cool. There's going to be a couple of bays on each side to, set horses in and stuff like that. Be a little pit stop while you're in the village. You don't have to, carry your horse around with you. Just kind of adding, again, to the lore storyline aspect of it. I want all of my builds to have meaning behind them. I don't want them to just be there to be there. So that house will have a story for who lives there at some point. There will be a storyline there. There will be lore behind it. Maybe it's the guy that runs the horse stable. Maybe, that house right there is the guy that runs the horse stable. We don't really know yet. So this is just kind of a main little area of the village. The big farming village is going to travel all the way along back there. So in the future, we're going to have a massive farming community. This is just the start of it. So we have plenty of time to come up with lore and storylines and different things before that happens. But for now, this is just a house someone lives in, and this will be our horse stable. So let's knock the horse stable out. All right, the horse stables are done. I did add on to the back here a little lookout area. So I think this will look really cool. If there's horses in here and you can see them when you're coming by on the boats, it's going to look so cool. I'm so pleased with how this is coming together so far. Even just these first 2 buildings, I think it looks so cool. It fits that kind of farming village vibe. And so our next building, I don't really know what the building is going to be for, but it's going to be a pretty cool one. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I got a bit carried away after building the first house and the horse stable. And I did a little more work off camera. I was not recording, and I just got carried away, like I said, and just kept working. So we have more spruce trees to chop down at some point when we need more, but we fixed up this path, made it look a little more natural than just a little staircase going up, kind of made it a little side winding and a little bit nicer, kind of built into the terrain a little more. And then we have a path coming here to our wheat farm and our new farming village. We have more to do, but it's looking pretty good so far. So we have our path starting to kind of mold into what it will be for the farming village. And as you can see, we have a village starting to take shape here. We have 6 buildings so far, and it's looking pretty cool. So this is the first house that we built. You guys saw that. None of the interiors are done, so those will happen at some point. But here's the first house. We added some decoration on the outside, gave it some life with a beetroot farm and a bunch of hay bales off to the side and stuff like that. And then we have our horse stable here, which looks pretty cool as well. Hay bales. There are some llamas, and there's actually a wandering trader up top in there. He got himself stuck on the ladder, so he'll just stay there for now. We have a little well here in the middle. It does have some water. I just need to dig it down deeper so that the immersion of it being a full well is there, because right now it's literally like 5 blocks deep, and that's not really immersive for looking like a well. I have a little potato crop field here for this house as well, and we can head over here. The front of the house looks pretty nice as well. There's some decoration on the side as well, like all the others. And then we have a little chimney here on this little like blacksmith, toolsmith kind of building here. We can head in here. There's a fireplace, and then you go up top. There's a little loft with a bunch of storage up here. So just something to add some life to the insides of the builds. I did the interior on this one just because I wanted to. We'll probably add more stuff at some point. And then there's like a little awning space out here for work with a furnace and some barrels and stuff for, you know, the toolsmith to work on. And then over here we just have another basic house. Again, the interior's not done on these. We need to add in some of the roof parts to it and stuff like that. So have some work left to do. And then we have our final house here as well, which is just like a little farmer's house with a little melon farm on the side here. We have a very important couple of tasks to take care of. So we have a planning board that I have created. We are prepping to fight the Ender Dragon. On our planning board, on our to-do list, first off, we want to enchant our gear. That is our diamond gear. We have our enchanting setup here, which is just temporary, but we want to get all of our diamond gear enchanted. I'm not going to be wearing my diamond gear to the end, but I would like to have it enchanted for when I get back. We need to get Eye of Enders for number 2. So we need to go to the nether and get more blaze rods. We did find a nether fortress, so we can go and get some blaze rods from there. We need to get ender pearls, which our spawn in the nether from our nether portal is in one of the biomes that has all of the endermen, so that should be pretty easy. We can set up a little farm in there and get those. Number 3, we have to use the Eye of Enders to find the stronghold. That's going to be key. I have no idea where the stronghold is in our world, so we have to find it first. And then number 4, we're going to do our final prep. So we're going to set up a bed by the portal in case we die. We're going to bring extra gear to the portal, like I said, in case we die, and do any of the final little tasks that we want to do around our world before we go fight the Ender Dragon. Okay, so for number 1, which is enchanting our gear, that's going to be a multi-step process throughout all of these tasks. So it's not just going to be we're enchanting our gear right away. Getting Eye of Enders, when we're getting the blaze rods and ender pearls, that's going to give us a lot of levels by killing a bunch of endermen and blazes. So we're going to be able to kind of get a bunch of our levels from that. What I'm going to get a bunch of levels from now is breeding our cows and sheep and pigs. So I don't have a lot of carrots right now because I did plant a bunch of them down and they're still growing over there. But we have a bunch of wheat, which we can use for our cows and our sheep. Unbreaking 3 is not bad. At some point, we're going to have to get a villager that has mending. So let's see what the boots have to offer first. Projectile protection for boots isn't really that good. Let me check out what our leggings and helmet can do, because if those have a better enchant than those two, we might just do one of those instead. So let's see here. Sword will probably come last. We really don't need that right now, so we're not fighting any crazy mobs that we're going to need that for necessarily, so we can kind of sit back and wait on that one. Unbreaking 3 for the leggings as well is not terrible. What do we get for the helmet? Protection 4 is actually pretty good. Let's rock the helmet first. And it's only protection 4. That's probably worst case scenario there. Okay, so helmet... or sorry, chest plate now. Let's do protection 4 as well. Unbreaking 3 protection 4 is not bad. We'll take it. So we're back down to 28 levels again. We'll wait for some of these guys to do that. We'll get some more levels from them. But I think now we need to get Eye of Enders. So we need to go to the nether and we need to get a bunch of ender pearls. So pretty much all you have to do is set up a platform above your head, like up against a wall, and fight the Enderman, and they will just keep coming to you. So it's pretty simple. We'll go do that and just get a bunch of Ender Pearls. So pretty much all we have to do here is literally just look at the Enderman and then hit them, and they will keep coming at us, and we're safe underneath this little area here. If we really wanted to streamline it, we could put like hoppers down there to like gather it all up, but we really don't need to do that. We can just do it this way and it works the same. Okay, so we're up over 30 levels again. I got 6 Ender Pearls, and then I had enough Blaze Rods to make 5 Eye of Enders. So we're gonna try, we need lapis. We're gonna try and enchant our leggings now. Now obviously these enchants that I'm getting so far are not really the best. The goal is to get enchanted books from villagers and add to them. So these enchants right off the bat are probably not going to be the best. I don't really want to waste a bunch more time sitting here and re-rolling a bunch of things. Blast Protection 4 is not bad at all. We will take that. It's only Blast Protection 4, but that's not terrible. So we're out of levels again to enchant if we want to, use the 30 level enchant, which we really do on all of them. So we're going to put everything away again. Okay, so I want to go and get more Ender Pearls. We need more Blaze Rods as well to make Eye of Enders. Before we do that, there's one more thing I want to check off the list before we get to fighting the Ender Dragon, and it's actually not on our planning board list over there. I want to build the building that's going to go around our melon and pumpkin farm, and I want to knock all of that out. We're going to have a storage room in the building as well, which is going to be really cool. It's going to be an auto-sorting storage room, so it's only going to hold pumpkins and melons, but it'll still be cool to have it. Basically, we're going to build this farm over and over again, like 10 levels down, just to have a ton of them, and then all of the items will get into a water elevator and come back up. And that way they will be sorted through the auto sorter. If you don't know how to use an auto sorter, I'll try and kind of explain it. I'm not going to build that part of it today, but I think it'd be cool to at least get the building around this today to kind of, connect to our farming village and make this part of the village as well. So we're going to get the building around it. We're probably not going to move all of our sheep and cows and pigs over today, although we maybe will do that depending on how much time we have. I've been doing a little thinking, and the layout is a little bit weird with the melon and pumpkin farm on the first floor like it would if I built it just around the melon and pumpkin farm we have right now. So what I think I'm going to end up doing is probably moving the melon and pumpkin farm underground, and then just having the chest that you can go and grab melon and pumpkins from above ground. So I'm grabbing a bed real quick, and then we'll head back over there so we can just stay over in that area while we're building. So we've got our farm-ish barn-style building. I guess barn is the best way to describe it. We do need to add some more decoration on the outside. It's a little bland. We did add some little shutters, and then the windows have fences in them. But as you can see, it is a little funky with just the farm sitting in here. We do have a way to get to it. We did add a side door onto here, so we can still access the farm right now until we move it down below the actual building. And once we do, we will probably have some not crops, but some different things inside there for like storage of maybe crops. And then obviously we'll have the water elevator that brings up the melon and pumpkins from down below in here as well. At some point, I would like to do that for the moss and bone meal farm as well, but that's not really a fully AFK auto farm, because like anytime we're in this chunk, this one will work and it'll never break. It'll just keep working and working and working. It was working the whole time we were over there, when we were in here building the moss and bone meal farm, when we planted these fields. Pretty much when we're at the house, this one will run. This one, we have to be in the chunk, otherwise the redstone will break. So can't be quite as fully auto as the melon and pumpkin farm, but it's still not terrible either way. All right, well, as you can see in my inventory, we have 14 Eye of Enders. Hopefully that should be enough. I have a bunch of materials and stuff I've gathered up to get prepped for the end fight with the Ender Dragon. This is our final prep. We're doing it before we find the stronghold, because I don't want to have to come all the way back and gather stuff up. So now it's time to find the stronghold. So let's throw our first Eye of Ender here. It's taking us this way. Hopefully we don't need more. I figured 14 would be hopefully enough. Oh, don't break on top of the tree. Oh, it just broke. Okay, well, that sucks. So yeah, I think 14 will be enough, hopefully. God, I shouldn't have thrown that right on top of the tree there. And we can kind of speed up the process by moving forward a tiny bit and then throwing another one. We don't have to wait a long time. I'm not exactly sure how far away the strongholds can be. Obviously, we're pretty far away from spawn as is. So, well, not too far. Maybe it's decently close. We're going to get across the big ocean lake here. I don't really want to have to deal with throwing it and having to swim after it. So we're going to see, hopefully it's on the other side here on land. I really don't want to have to dig down through the water. Yeah, it's taking us this way still. For any of you that don't know, and we lost another one, that's great. For any of you that don't know, when the Eye of Enders start going down towards the ground, that's when we're getting close and we can start to dig down towards it. I don't remember exactly what level they are all at, but that's kind of a sign. Ooh, mesa biome, okay. We'll have to mark this for later to come grab a bunch of stuff. Yeah, my big worry is that the portal's not going to be too full of Eye of Enders and we're going to have to get more, which would suck. But, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world if that's the case. We can always get more. We just need more ender pearls at this point. We have a bunch of blaze powder still, so... Okay, so it's getting close to nighttime. I did just find a sand village, so we're going to go ahead and get over here and settle in for the night. See what this village has to offer. I do see a bunch of hay bales that I want to grab up. I really do want to start building out of like some sand type blocks, like sandstone, smooth sandstone, stuff like that. Use it as accent blocks in my world. I think could be really cool. We're going to settle in for the night, get some sleep, and then we will move on and keep trying to find our end portal. It's taking me back where I was coming from. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we're like right in here. Awesome. Throw one more just to make sure. Oh, yeah, it's going right down in here. I should have brought ladders with me. If I had thought about that, that would have been smart. We can dig like a staircase down, though. Now we just have a long dig down. Oh, looks like we have found the stronghold here. Yeah, we have. Nice. Okay. So we definitely have some exploring to do here, I can tell. This is going to be interesting trying to find. Okay, dead end down here. We can block this off completely. So we'll block that off. I love the bundles, by the way. I don't know if you guys have used them yet. I absolutely love them. We're going to find it. I can feel it. Oh. Oh, there it is. And this is the problem I was hoping I wouldn't run into. We are 2 Eye of Enders short. That is really annoying. Well, I knew it was a possibility. I didn't want it to happen, but I knew it was a possibility. So good thing is we brought a bunch of wood. So what I'll probably do is just make a ladder all the way up to the surface from down here. It's just really annoying that I have to do that and go all the way back home for more ender pearls and stuff. But I mean, if that's the worst thing that happens and that's all I have to do, that's not the worst thing in the world. While I was heading back up, I did see over here, I mean, we're like right next to the village. There is a desert temple. I want to go grab what could be in here first before I head back, just to do a little bit of exploring. So let's head in here. I don't have any torches though, so hopefully there's no mobs down here. Can't get blown up by TNT, which is good. We'll take the iron and the golden apple. I think we already have, yeah, we have a golden apple in there already, which is nice. We'll take the bones, mine as well. Ooh, projectile protection and, oh, whoa. I mean, that doesn't really mean much for us because that book isn't the best, but we'll take it. Ooh, diamond horse armor. Okay, that's not terrible at all. And then we'll head down here and grab all this TNT out as well. Might as well. If you're not subscribed and you're watching to this point in the video, what are you doing? You might as well click that subscribe button if you've watched this far. 1, 2, and 3. Here we go. So, to start next episode, we will be hopping in the end portal and taking on the Ender Dragon. Basically, the output resolution on OBS Studios, which is what I record all of my gameplay on, got changed. I don't know how. I'm tried looking online to find out if there's any way it just changes on its own, and it's looking like I probably just accidentally changed it at some point and didn't realize, or was testing something at some point and I just forgot about it. Anyway, I ended up recording the entire thing in like the tiniest resolution possible for some reason, and so when it's in regular video form like you're watching this one on YouTube right now, it looks terrible. So I'm not going to make you guys sit through that. It was almost an hour and a half, 2 hours of gameplay footage, and I just, it's bad. It looks terrible. I took the time to put together a little mock-up of what fighting the Ender Dragon looked like. Hopefully this paints a good picture for you guys, and you guys can kind of get an understanding of how fighting the Ender Dragon went for me. It went pretty smooth. We didn't die, and we got what we needed to done, and I beat the Ender Dragon. We're going to get right to our project we were going to start after fighting the Ender Dragon, and the first part of that is knocking down a bunch of these trees going up the hillside here. This is right behind our shopping district area and right here in the little lake that we have. So we're going to chop down a bunch of these trees. I want to give you guys kind of a better feel and a better look of how I want to lay things out going up into here, because this is going to be the city. Our shopping district is here along here, and then this goes up into our actual city. We'll probably have a town hall and a bunch of buildings, big roadways and walkways. So I want to be able to give you guys a better look, and for that I need to chop down a bunch of these trees. Okay, so what I want to get done now, we're not going to really be building over there where we just chopped down all those trees. I just wanted to get them out of the way for our future selves so we don't have to worry about it. We are going to start on the second half of the shopping district now. I think that is a good thing for us to take on in today's video. So let's get some of this wood out of our inventory. I chopped down all the spruce trees and all of the dark oak trees that we had as well, so those are all out of the way. We really need to get some more storage rooms built. I think that needs to be a goal pretty soon as well, but not for today's video. I would like to build like a quarry to hold all of our stone stuff in, but that'll have to come at a later time. So we're running low on pretty much all of our stone materials, so I think we need to do some resource gathering real quick. So let's go ahead and knock that out and get some more things to build with. Okay, so I've gathered up a little bit of resources. We still need to go back to the chests in the house and grab some more stuff, but this road, this pathway through the middle of the shopping district is going to extend out to here, and then right here is going to be the start of the other side, and it's basically going to go and curve that way along the water. The buildings won't be that long. They'll be about the same size as most of these ones, but I do have a plan and an idea that down here we have the top buildings that are the shopping district, and then I think if we carve this out a bit more, I think it'd be cool to have buildings underneath them that come along here, and we kind of make this like a walkway with a big road on it. I think that would be really cool to be, you know, right by the ocean there and have that. We'll have to plan that out and see kind of if I can make it work how I want to, but I think I should be able to. But we're gonna sleep through the night, and then let's grab some more materials, and then we're just gonna get building right now. Okay, so our main goal today, we're not building the entire buildings for the shopping district on this side. What we're gonna do is we're gonna build the front outlines. At least get the front of the buildings on so I know where in relation to all of this they're going to sit, because I want to build our courtyard area today. I want to make this area more lively, have a purpose. It's going to suck. I don't quite have Silk Touch yet, so knocking down this will suck. Maybe we just keep it here for now until we can get Silk Touch. But I want to get this settled in. I want to put in a bunch of cool market stalls, kind of like this, just like sitting out here, and a bunch of different things, maybe even like a water fountain in the middle, something cool to add to the liveliness of the world and really show some progress, because I feel like we just haven't made a lot of building progress recently. We have the village over there, but we never really go over there. We needed to finish it up still, but we never really go over there, and so we're always in this area. We might as well make it look nice. So in today's episode, that's the goal, so let's get going on it. We've gathered some materials already, which will help us build out the framings of the fronts of the buildings in the shopping district on the other side. Another goal that I want to accomplish today is this right here. A couple episodes back, I believe it was when we were building the greenhouse, I think so? Yeah, let's go with that. I changed this path up because it was just stairs going straight up. I wanted it to look a little more natural. Now, I need to change it again. It sucks, I don't want to do it, but I think it'll look so much better once we change it again, because I have a different idea for it. So, I want a very clear, defined cut in the courtyard for the shopping district and the farming area. And this farmhouse is that kind of cutoff line pretty much. So right here needs to be a cutoff here as well, if that makes sense. So basically what I want to do is bring this along here and put in basically a retaining wall along here, and then have a staircase, like a two tiled staircase. I don't know if that's the right term for it, but like a little bit going up, a little step this like in a little bit, and then going up more to the top here. So basically it'll go here, up, stop, turn around, go here, up the rest of the way, if that makes sense. So I think it'll probably come back to like either right here, or we build this up to out here and it goes to here. We'll have a nice railing. It'll have the staircase here. I think that'll look really cool. And then we probably bring that along at least to like maybe here somewhere, like right here or something. We probably won't wrap it all the way around today. I do think it would be cool to have kind of the same thing going on along the way here, because we are going to have that type of wall along that way for the most part. So maybe we extend it, maybe we just leave it a little bit for today and just go to like right there. I'm not exactly sure yet. So I think I want to knock out this staircase first, so let's get all of this wood out of here first off. I haven't really thought of what I want down on this side of the retaining wall. It's going to look kind of bland for now. I'll probably just put some plants. Maybe we have like water running out of like a drainage pipe or something. I don't know, something like that. Really need to stick with that medieval theme though, so I'm not exactly sure how I want to do that. We'll figure something out though to make it look cool. But I need a little more dirt. There we go. And we can kind of start filling all of this in along here. Now, as far as where it's going to go here, I think it probably just stops like up against here, and then this grass, we kind of take it down a little more, maybe like this. I don't think that's the worst idea ever. So maybe we can do something like that, and it'll just stop right here on this block. Or it goes up to this grass here. Yeah, I think that'll look better. It'll stop right here probably. Okay, so we have the design for our walls here. We're going to add some mossy cobble and some mossy stone brick. I just need to go grab some from the moss farm whenever I get a chance. But I wanted to get this up and at least show you guys kind of what we're working with here. So the staircase, I still don't know if I like it. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. I might move it to the corner over there, honestly, because it's gonna come up here. This is the edge of this like pathway here, or the retaining wall, and then it'll kind of curve that way. So I might bring it over here and have it be in this corner. I don't really know how I like it jutting out from the wall like this. I'm not exactly sure. In my mind, it looked a lot better. I mean, maybe once we get it all filled in and you know, a little bit of design in it, maybe we need to make the spruce stairs and slabs that are here into stone brick or something else. But I'm going to get the rest of this wall done up to the corner there and then see how it looks. But I'm really liking how it looks so far. So I was right. I do not like how the stairs look. So what I think we'll do is just have them go here and just go all the way down this way. I think it'll look better. We have this side of it kind of that we carved out the mountain a little bit here, and it looks pretty cool. We're going to connect it so it goes this way. I don't know if I want it to go straight out or if I want it to kind of curve that way. The curve will be a little difficult, but I think it would look cooler overall. So I don't know if we're going to keep this design all the way around all the retaining walls or not. We do need to sleep real quick. But I don't know if we're going to keep that on all the retaining walls or not, or just this one for the sake of it looking cool here in front of our house. But we'll have to decide that once we get into building the retaining walls for everything else around the city. For now, I really do like this design. Again, we need to add some mossy cobble and mossy stone bricks into it to make it look a little more weathered and kind of medieval-ish. But I think for now it looks pretty cool as is. And we're not too far from completion. I have to figure out how I want to like mold this to the corner here. I might just bring this in and just kind of have it meet here like that. I don't really know. It doesn't look the best, but you know, if someone has any ideas, let me know how I can make that look a little bit better, because it looks pretty rough right now. But it's not the worst thing ever in the world, so we can deal with it. We do have to fill in the grass here. We'll have to put the corner there, obviously, and dig the rest of this out. But I think for now, this is a good start. I'm going to go ahead and move the staircase just coming this way. And then we are going to get started on knocking out the... I think I want to do the outlines of the buildings first before we do the actual courtyard. I wanted to get this in as kind of a framing for the front of the courtyard, but I think I do want to get the front of the buildings at least up and looking cool before we knock out the actual courtyard itself. Okay, so the frame is out of andesite and stone brick and stone. So we don't really have many stone bricks left. We do need to go and get more cobblestone at some point, which is why for now I'm not filling in the path quite yet. But we're just going to get the front of these buildings on, and then we will move on to building all the rest of them. So this first one's going to be a set of 3 buildings. I really like doing things in odd numbers. This one, we had 4 buildings here. Unfortunately, I didn't really have room for a 5th one with how big I wanted this building to be. That was the original plan, was to have 5 buildings. But on this side, they're going to be in groups or, you know, different sections of the shopping district. So like this first one will be 3 buildings that are attached together, and then we maybe have one that's like, you know, one big building, and then, you know, 3 more that are attached, or 1 more that's attached. I don't know. It'll come something like that. I really like odd numbers, especially in something like Minecraft. Odd numbers of buildings that are attached together, odd numbers that are separated, stuff like that. So it'll kind of make more sense as we get the buildings up and actually in. This is a very, very basic shape, obviously, very, very basic outline of these buildings and what they're going to look like. You can't even really tell what they're going to look like yet. We just have the heights kind of in for some of them. So here's the first one. It's the 3 different buildings that will be like one big shop, basically. And then we will have a little alleyway that probably leads out to like a little patio to sit out over the ocean and watch. And just have a good time out there, have some drinks or whatever, have some food. Here we have another building that is going to be a little bit taller. Not as tall as this one, but a little bit taller than this one next to it, which will be a shorter building. Kind of break up the eye line a little bit, make you look up more. And then here we have a large, kind of like outlet style like shop, where it's going to be a bunch of different shops. There's room for 5 different shops here, including this middle area. And so there's a bunch of different options you can use for like what I want to put in there if I make, 5 different shops, which there is the option to, which I definitely think I will. We have plenty of shops we can put in, random things. We can just do pretty much whatever we want. Not every single shop in the shopping district has to have villagers in it for the trading. It can just be random stuff. We could have flower shops. We could have a bakery like this. We have plenty of options that we can do other than having villagers in every single one of these. And then we just have a pretty basic outline of a building here. We'll have a doorway and then 2 sets of windows. So something pretty simple to kind of cap off the shopping district on this side. As far as this, I don't know how this is going to work. We might take this mound out that's right here and lower it down to like meet here, which actually that's not a bad idea. I think we should definitely do that. So the courtyard's going to run like right along here and be all of this area. Will have some market stalls in the middle, a big, it's going to be that same style path and like roadway as that is. So we need to do a bunch of resource gathering to get everything we need to make the courtyard look nice and get going on it. So I say we just go and resource gather. So I have gathered up a bunch of resources. I grabbed a ton of cobblestone from a mine area over by the wood mill over there, and then we have a bunch of it smelting down into stone as well. But we have a ton of resources here to build our courtyard area with, so I say we just get straight to it here. We have also dug out the entire area that we're going to fill right now. Now, I did just leave straight lines. I don't like it. Obviously, the courtyard is going to extend back around here as well. There's going to be this wall coming all the way around here and curving this way. We've started digging out a little bit of this, and then we did kind of carve this out to make it look a little bit better because the hill was still sticking out right here. But for now, we're going to get the courtyard walking like path area in, and then we're going to put up some of the different little shopping market stalls and little carts and different decorations around here that we can. This has been a long time coming, getting this area upgraded, making it look nice. I'm still deciding what I want to do here, if I want to just do this railway all along here and have a little path going through. I don't really know yet. I don't think I want a big wall here like I had mentioned. That might be an idea. I don't think I like that. I'd rather have it, not a compromised view. I'd rather you'd be able to see the whole thing. So we'll have to think about it, but let's go ahead, sleep through the night, and then we will get to building our courtyard area in the morning. Okay, so the entire bottom layer of the courtyard is in, the entire floor. I do need to go around and add some buttons to give it some more texture like I did with the shopping district road, but it is done. Now we just need to add in our market stalls. I did roll and get Silk Touch on a pickaxe finally, so we are able to knock out all of these bookshelves real quick. Also, while we're waiting on a little bit more cobblestone to smelt down into stone to make some more buttons to place down, I am going to come into our moss farm and grab some moss because we need to add in some mossy cobblestone into our retaining walls. I don't really like the look of them being all brand new. I want them to be a little bit more run down. So we're going to grab some moss here and make some mossy cobblestone. And yeah, already that looks better. It looks a little more run down. Maybe we add even some vines in back there on them as well to give more texture to it. I need to figure out if I want to put stuff down here or not. Just, you know, it looks kind of weird just having the house and then a walkway with the retaining wall. So I might add like another smaller building here maybe in this corner or do something else here. I'm not exactly sure. If you have any ideas, leave them down in the comments below. But we should have enough stone in this furnace done now that we can grab it and make some buttons. That should be enough for the rest of them. So let's grab these, bring them up here, and knock out the last few buttons that we need. I love how this looks like little pebbles. Like, to me, that just looks so cool. And there's really, I mean, there's no way to go overboard with it, really. You can kind of just add as many as you want because they're so small. And it looks pretty good. We have a couple we can put in, like, over here, maybe. I think that looks pretty good. I think we'll leave it like this. So this is our courtyard area. Let me head up on this little viewing platform I made up here. Let's see it a little bit better for you guys. And here it is. It's a pretty big area. We're going to have our market stalls all along the middle here in like a row. We might have some like carts and like, you know, things that make it look like people are working and different things like that. I haven't really decided what all I want to put in here yet, but now is the time to design it and put it in here. So let's get going. As we come up here, we have finished up our market stalls. I really like the look of these. I think they look really cool. We added a chimney to that one. It has like a little smoker with a chimney coming out the top of it. I think that looks pretty cool. We have a little flower stall here and like a little, I don't even know what maybe like a masonry or maybe like a little fishing thing where they like cut up the fish and then put them in barrels or something. I don't know. just some random stuff to bring life to the area. And then now we're going to put in some lighting along the rails here. We have some lanterns we can put on top here. We're going to put some little benches with some shrubbery around it and just give the area some more life. Okay, so we added some shrubbery in here with some benches and some little foliage. There's the composters underneath with leaves. And then we added in our railing over here along this side of the courtyard area. This will be our entrance to go towards the farming district area, up towards the greenhouse and the melon and pumpkin farm, where our animal farms are as well. I think this space is looking a lot more lively. There's definitely a lot more we can still add to it. I have a bunch more ideas for things I want to put in here to kind of fill up this space. But for now, I think this is a really good start for this kind of courtyard area for the shopping district. As you can see behind me, I've added in a little more decoration into the shopping district. We have a little cart here carrying a chest and a barrel. We have over here a little meat rack, because one of the buildings behind there is going to be a butcher's shop, and so we have a little meat rack to sell meat on. We have a little apple cart that has some apples in it for sale, has little signs and stuff that show the apples. And we have a little jug of water here for anyone traveling through. Maybe their horse needs to dip their face in and grab some water. The goal, like I said, is to complete the shopping district. It's a lofty goal. We have a lot of building to do. And we're going to start with a big one. The biggest one, this building in the middle here. It is 5 separate little buildings. So each one of these, every time it juts down a little more here, is a building. It's going to be one big connected building overall, but it's going to probably be at least 2 or 3 separate stores or shops. So I have a pretty cool design for it. It's not going to be cobblestone all the way like this, but let's get into building. Okay, quick little update. We have the walls up for all of this first big building. I don't know if I like this yet. I need to change it. It just doesn't look the best, but we have the walls up for all the buildings here. We don't have the floors in yet, but I've kind of carved out where I want the windows and the entrances to the buildings to be. So this building in the middle is going to be its own building, and then each building on the end will be its own. So we have an entrance here, window there, entrance here, window there, to kind of not make it so symmetrical. So this shop over here is going to be our butcher shop. So it will kind of tie into having the meat rack out here. We'll have more inside and have a cool thing, maybe like a display in the window or something funky like that. This one in the middle, I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be. Maybe like a map store, like a cartography store, something like that. I want it to be pretty tall so that it blocks kind of the view from like on the ground here of the shopping district. It blocks the iron farm a little bit. So the roof is going to be tall. There's going to be a second floor to each of the buildings. It might have something in it. It might not. I'm not sure yet. But these buildings are going to be pretty tall to block out the view of the iron farm, at least from this angle here. And then this building on the end, I'm not exactly sure what it'll be yet, but it'll be something. Leave it down in the comments below if you have a suggestion, and I'll put it in there. This building here is probably going to be some type of like pub or something, like a bar, maybe a restaurant. I'm not exactly sure yet. Again, leave suggestions down in the comments below, and I will find something that I like. Okay, so I've got to be honest, I got a bit carried away with my building and forgot to record it. So, we have a completed set of buildings here, the first on this side of the shopping district. We can go around here and kind of look at it from the side as well. I wanted, like I talked about, to make it tall enough where it would block out the view of the iron farm from over here. So we can head over here real quick and take a look. It completely blocks out the view of the iron farm. You can't see it at all, which is what we wanted. Also, I do need to build a gunpowder farm because I need rockets. I want to be able to fly around in this world, make traveling a little bit easier. And so the gunpowder farm's probably going to go over there by the iron farm at some point. That'll probably be something I do on a live stream and just get it out of the way quickly. But that will also help block the line of view of that having these tall buildings. The rest of this side of the shopping district is not going to be as tall as these ones. I just needed taller buildings here for the purpose of blocking the iron farm. Over here, I do actually know what this building's going to be already. I'm going to build it next. It's going to be a record store, a vinyl record store. So we're going to sell all the music discs in there. Maybe have a couple of villagers manning the counter in the shop or something like that. But that's what this building is going to be. So let's go ahead and get it knocked out. Okay, so we have our record store here. We need to do the floor still, but the roof and the building is up and done. So, oh, actually, we missed a little spot there. Let me fill that in. This build, if you watched my tour of me and my friend's old worlds, this build will look familiar because it is a build that we had in one of the worlds. I honestly don't remember where I found it, if I free-handed it when I designed it, or if I found it off of like a tutorial video, but I am rebuilding it in this world because I thought it was a cool design, and I think it fits in well with our shopping district overall. It's really that medieval style theme we're obviously going for throughout the shopping district and our world, so I think it fits pretty well in here. And we're just going to do a basic cobblestone floor for this building. This is actually going to be the first building in the shopping district I'm building the interior for. I wanted to just go ahead and knock it out to at least say that I've built one of the interiors. I don't want to be, I don't want to be called lazy, so we're going to be building the interior today as well. Just need to grab a couple of diamonds. We're going to make some jukeboxes to put in the store. Let's do this. We'll make 2 for now. And then, do I have any discs? I might not actually have any discs yet. I hadn't even thought of that. So it looks like that's something we're going to have to get a bunch of, is some discs to be able to sell at the store. Interesting, okay. Well, for now, we can throw some paintings up on the wall at least. And go from there. This here will also do one out here so the customers can test out their records. We're going to throw these up on the wall for now. Those will hold some of the records we are displaying. And then I think we just kind of toss some random paintings up on the wall. They can look like little music posters maybe, or different types of album covers maybe. So we can go with something like that. I haven't really looked at all the new paintings yet, so we're going to test some new ones out here too. Some of these are a little big for what I'm going for here. Okay, maybe I have to block it off a little bit more. There we go. Block this off as well. perfect. Then we'll probably toss a few, maybe like up here we have one. Yeah, that looks good. One over here maybe. That looks good. And then maybe up here. Perfect. I think this looks pretty cool. We'll toss a couple. Ooh, that one looks pretty sick as well. I don't really want any repeats, so we'll try and get... There we go. That looks cool. Okay. So we'll stick with this for now, and then obviously we'll have to get some discs to put in here. I need to grab a couple of chests to put some storage in here. And I think we're pretty much done with the record store. There's really nothing else that I think we need to add really to it. I mean, obviously the discs, but we don't have those yet. So once we get them, we will add them in here. But this is our record store fully done and complete. And I think it looks pretty cool. We can knock down the dirt that's here. It's just my quick way of getting up on the roof. And take a look at it from here. And I think we're done. I will at some point make a banner that I'll probably hang right here. In my World Tour video, I showed off the banner that I made for that world, and it looked like a vinyl record, and so I'll probably just make that one again. It took a little while for me to actually figure out how to make it though, so I gotta remember how, or pull up some type of tutorial to find it. But I think our record store is looking really cool. We'll put some little flowers out front here on this little greenery area. But other than that, I think the record store looks cool. And let's move on to the next building in the shopping district. Okay, so this next building in the shopping district that we are going to be building is going to go right here. And it's going to be a carbon copy pretty much of this building over here, except the diorite is going to be changed to the first level, and the stone brick andesite will be on the second level. I like this design of the building. I think it looks cool, and it's just tall enough to block out the view of the iron farm. So we're going to knock it out really quick and move on to our final building of the shopping district. I am so excited to finally be done with the shopping district. Obviously, there's always some more decorations we can put in. We got to put in some market stalls down the walkway here through the road, but we can finally move on to potentially starting our city avenue going up here to our actual city, or we can work on building more storage rooms. There's so many possibilities of things we can do now that our shopping district is coming to a completion. Okay, building number 3 in today's episode is done. Like I said, just a mirror replica of that building over here, but with the floors flipped. So this area here was going to be a building. What it's going to be instead, it's going to be a wall connecting these two buildings, and then there's going to be a market stall sitting right here. So we're going to knock this down. There will be no building here, at least for now. There's going to be a little market stall jutting out of a wall that's going to be here. This dirt's here because I need the dirt to grow to all of these little planter boxes before I put the trapdoors on them and get them all set up with flowers in them. I want to make sure they have grass in them, unlike these ones, which are ugly and disgusting. As you can see behind me, we have our big landscape for our city. We're going to be making a lot of changes. A lot of this water back over here is going to be turned into land. So there are some things that we're going to change. We are going to definitely terraform a bunch of this today and try and get the first part of the city laid down right in here. So I say we get started. I do want to apologize. I have been sick this past week, so my voice is a little rough around the edges still. So I apologize for that if my voice sounds kind of funky throughout the video, but we're powering through. Wanted to get you guys another video out this week. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's do some terraforming. Okay, so for the city build, I have some new ideas, and I wanted to talk to you guys about them before we do anything. So, first off, not really in the city, it's more for the shopping district, but we are going to terraform this back a lot. So what I mean by that is all this grass here is going to be gone. It's going to start, so like right there behind the house, it's going to come in this way, and the lip of the water will be like here. And so all of this will be taken off and will now be part of the lake. That's going to take a while. That won't be something that happens right now, but I wanted you guys to be aware of that. As far as over here, we can go down here and check it out as well, and I'll show you guys kind of what I'm thinking. Actually, before I kill myself on here, let's go ahead and hop over to the creative world, and I'll explain what I'm thinking. Okay, so this is an old save of the world. There's no shopping district really. My farm is still here. All of that has not been built in this version of the world because I did this like probably 2 months ago. I started up this creative planning world. I don't really use it. I didn't really use it for the shopping district other than these first couple buildings, and I changed how they looked anyway. So coming over here, this wool is also old. I did this probably about a month and a half ago as well. But this is kind of where the shopping district ends in our world. The pathway will kind of look like this. It will come up along here, and there's going to be a bridge right here to this side. So it's going to go from here to where that oak tree is. This is all going to be terraformed out. So this spot right here has always caught my eye as a spot that I'd love to have a river or stream flowing through. So the idea is going to be that there's going to be a stream running from up on top of the mountain all the way down through here underneath the big bridge and then down here and into the lake. I think that'll look really cool. I think we can terraform it well to make it work as well. And then the bridge, which is going to look really cool, I have some ideas for that already, is going to come here, and you're going to go over the bridge to get into the city. And the city is going to sit mainly in this area because we have all of this land to work with all the way back here. And there's a massive river around the entire thing that runs through our area to our lake. So that connects up. There's the lighthouse right there. It connects up around it. And then if you go all the way around the big mountain here with the jungle biome, it connects back by the behind the shopping district. It connects over there as well. So we have all this area to terraform and collect all the wood and resources from it and then build our city on. And honestly, I think it'll make it a lot easier for me as well because it's a lot more flat land. And I think the city will look a lot cooler if it's not on the side of a mountain. Now, don't get me wrong. We are definitely going to be building part of the city on this mountain as well. We just need to get... And in the actual world, all these trees are gone. Most of the jungle's burnt down as well. But in our real survival version of the world, our current version, the mountain will be used for the city. It's just going to be terraformed a little bit more. And I want to really get into the city building as quick as possible and kind of, shifting our focus from a mountain city to the city being on flatter land will make it a lot easier for me to get going with it quicker. So I think that's a change we're going to make. And you know what? We could honestly probably start digging out this area to meet up with the lake. I've had the thought for a while to bring the lake's water level up. Now that would be very difficult with the farming village because it's already only 1 block from the water. So I don't really know how I would do that. I have had the thought of putting in a dam or some sort of situation here. That could be a way that we do it. But yeah, if we had a dam there, it would definitely make it weird for the port because obviously boats couldn't get out that way. But if we were to say have the dam here and break through here for the boats to go through, that could work. Have another bridge going to the lighthouse, and then maybe which I think we should start doing in today's episode, is terraforming this and making a waterway through here out to the bigger ocean back behind here. That could be really cool as well. So we're gonna, I think, start by terraforming this. That will help us get our path laid down as well, because once we have this terraformed and dug out, we'll know where the bridge for this part needs to go and where the path needs to go to. So I say we go ahead and get started with that. The bridge will probably have to make it look like a drawbridge that can be picked up for boats. I think that would be cool as well. So let's go ahead and get started on terraforming a big cavern style thing here for the lake to come out to the ocean. Okay, so we've got a basic shape of what the canal is going to look like. So it starts right here on this side, over here, starts right there, and all of the red wool is the outline on both sides. I don't know if it needs to be wider than this. I'm going to dig this area out for now. If it needs to be wider, we can always change it later on and add or subtract from it. So this will be a good start. I'm going to probably start with digging out the area over here just to kind of get a good visual from maybe where the wood mill is, how it looks on this side, and then we'll continue digging on. I do want to say it's going to be a lot of digging in today's episode and not a lot of me talking, just because my voice is still rough from being sick this last week. So I'm trying to not talk as much as possible. My voice, I don't know if it's coming through on the mic or not. I'll definitely see that and hear it in editing, but I don't feel good still, and my voice sounds choppy to me, so hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of digging and not much talking today. So it's gonna be digging and then a lot of like planning stuff. We might start getting the bridge up over this. That might be kind of what we do in today's episode, other than digging this out, but we'll just have to see how much time we have after we're done digging. Okay, we have dug out all of the dirt along our canal pathway here, all the way down the middle to stone. Now we need to dig all the stone out, but I think first what we should do is over here, get the road up to where the bridge is going to start over here, and then I think we should probably build the bridge first, because that'll give us a better idea of, you know, are we having the bridge supports sit on the grass part out here, or are they going to come down into the canal a little bit? Figure that out first, and then build the canal and the waterway through it. I think that'll make more sense. So let's get working on that path over there and get that all terraformed up first. By the way, this was 4 double chests of dirt and another double chest of the leaf litter that I have burned. So a lot of stuff dug out here. As far as where the bridge is going to sit, I say like right here. It's kind of like almost in the middle of the canal. I think that'll look the best. So it'll probably start like here, which we can kind of mark that with some cobblestone. But yeah, it'll start here, and I don't know, it'll probably be like that wide, maybe a little bit more. Obviously, once I get it designed, the dimensions will be a little bit different, so it'll look a little different, obviously, but might not be fully straight. I'm not exactly sure how I want to play that quite yet, but that's kind of the idea for now, the rough like positioning of it. Okay, so we've got our road in. We extended it all the way over here. This is not going to be a building. I'm actually going to build out this pathway a little more, and it's going to be like a little seating area here. I'm probably going to just do a retaining wall along the back here. So there's going to be, I kind of explained it when we were building the rest of this side of the shopping district. Don't look at the back of this. It is not terraformed, and some of these buildings on the back are not quite where they need to be. But the idea that I had in last episode was basically to take this and make it a little terrace area to sit at. There's going to be seating and maybe, you know, some more market stalls and stuff like that. Have a retaining wall coming along here, and then probably what will be best is like on the corner of the retaining wall, like right here, if it extends out to like right here, a staircase down over here, and then back on this edge will be like docks and different things for boats to dock for supplies for these shops. I think that will probably work best, and I think it'll look cool. I did have the idea to build buildings, like knock out all of this dirt mountain right here and build buildings under here, which is still a possibility. Honestly, with the docks, that would probably look cool. So we might look into that at some point in the future. That is definitely not a today thing, but that's kind of the idea. So these frames, which were going to be the last building in the shopping district, are not staying there. There is no more building being done in the shopping district for now. It is fully complete as of now as far as interiors go, or sorry, exteriors go. Interiors, I have our blacksmith to do. I have our bakery on the end there, and then whatever these 3 buildings here are going to be. So this one, and then the copycat buildings. I don't know what those are going to be yet. So once we figure those out, we will get interiors for those. More than likely, they will be YouTube shorts. I've been making those in shorts, and people have been liking them a lot. So we'll probably stick with that. There are some cats spawning out here, if you've noticed, because I have a ton of villagers breeding in the blacksmith right now. So I gave them a bunch of bread before I started doing this so that they would breed while we are working. But now that we have completed our road, started terraforming this as well, we're going to probably put some shrubberies and like trees here, maybe some leaves lining it to give it a little more definition. We have a little pathway around the back of the building that goes all the way around, covers the villager transformation area we have down here with our zombie and then we can head up here, start terraforming this as well into where our bridge is going to be. So if I haven't explained it yet, I don't think I have, this is going to be a drawbridge. Obviously, if we put a regular bridge here, medieval style ships are going to have big flags and sails with like really tall parts that hold those. They're not going to be able to get through here if there's just a bridge sitting here, even if it is, all of this is gone and it's down a little ways. So we're going to kind of create a drawbridge by saying it's a drawbridge, even though it's not. So it's going to look like a regular bridge. There are going to be 2 towers. So there's going to be a tower here and a tower over there, and then same thing on that side. So 4 total towers that will look like they can pull it up like a drawbridge. I have a pretty cool design that I have come up with that I think will be cool for it, but it's not actually going to work. Obviously, we're in vanilla Minecraft, no mods or add-ons or anything, so not really a way to get it to actually work, but the idea and the thought is there behind it, so we'll go with it and add it to the lore of the world that it's a drawbridge, but really it is not. I will say I am dreading digging out all of this stone. That will probably be the last thing that we do, and it will be after building the actual bridge. So we might not get to it in today's episode. It might have to be a 2-part kind of project just because it's so much and I don't have access to beacons yet. I mean, I just got mending for a couple of my books, but I need to build an XP farm to get more XP to be able to enchant a bunch of stuff. So until I have access to all of those things that I need, this is going to take forever. I mean, digging out all this dirt for you guys, it was like 30 seconds, maybe a minute of a time lapse with a bunch of different cuts. For me, it's been about 4 hours of digging. Now granted, I am using iron shovels, which is probably not the smartest, but again, I don't really have a lot of levels to be able to enchant, and breeding and killing cows only gets me so many levels. So it's taking its time. I'm probably delaying it even more by using iron shovels, but it's okay. So I say now that our road is in, let's just go ahead and get going building our bridge here. Okay, so we have both of the bases of our drawbridge on here. The left one's built up a little bit more to give you guys a better idea of what it's going to look like. So we have our little base here. There's going to probably be a door on one of them to have a ladder going up, because there's going to be like a little walkway above here, like above where the bridge door is right here. So that'll be kind of cool, and it's going to be towers on either side. So there's probably going to be a door on one of these inside bits, but there's going to be a big window here. It'll have like a little cap, and then there's going to be another window, and then like a spiral roof up top. So that's going to look cool. We're going to get the other side built up and then build this one fully, and then we will connect them in the middle and then build our towers. So let's knock that out real quick. Okay, so as you can see, we have completed the first part of the drawbridge, the first of really 4 parts. I'm going to break it down into while I'm building it. So this is the first part. The second part is building it on the other side, and the final 2 parts are building each of the sides of the actual bridge that connect in the middle here. So we have a lot of resource gathering to do. I have some resources left over. Not near enough. I did not realize how much stone and andesite this was going to take. So I definitely need to go and do some mining real quick. I won't show you guys that because it's pretty boring. I just go down over by my wood mill into the ravine that's down there and dig out a bunch of blocks. So I'll do that. We'll come back and we will knock out some more land over there to flatten it down to this level, and then we'll build the pillars over there, and then we will get started on building the actual bridge part. So I'll see you guys in just a second and we will get it knocked out. Okay, ignore the dirt up there. I had to tower over to get to it to match the height of it, but we have completed our second set of the drawbridge towers. Now we have to connect the drawbridge and build the actual bridge part of it. So the bridge is going to connect right there to the wall and right there. Same thing on those sides. And it's going to be like a big chain coming down on each side, meet in the middle, and then the bridge will be held up by that, and it can be like lifted up, I guess you could say. Obviously, you know, in Minecraft, especially in vanilla, you can't really do that. So it's just part of the storytelling that it is a drawbridge and not just a regular bridge, because ships have to be able to get into the port. We've talked about it. I'm not going to be completing all of this dig project in today's episode because it is a whole lot of digging and I do not have enough time to do it, but we will be completing it at some point, and there will be a canal below here where ships can come into our port and dock and drop off their wood and eventually drop off all the other things that they want to bring into our city. Okay, so our drawbridge is done. We have our supports being held up by some dark oak fences. They are connected to the buildings, or the towers, I guess I should say, and then the bridge is held up by those supports. So the bridge is a little skinny, but I think it works for what I'm going for. I think it'll look a lot better once the canal is actually dug out and it's terraformed around it. We are building our city hall. Behind me, I have some spruce trees. We need to chop those down and get some spruce wood, and then we're going to head over to where our city is going to be placed at, and we're going to start building our city hall. So let's go ahead and get chopping some trees. Okay, so here is the start of our town hall. Basically what's going to be is there's going to be big archways with the entrances into the town hall. There's going to be big pillars coming up, and then it's going to be just a big building with big windows and maybe a clock on the top up front, and then just a big building inside. Don't exactly know what's going to go inside of the town hall yet, but we will figure that out at some point later on. Today is just about getting it built. Hopefully we can do the interior, but at least getting the building in place for the kind of, not really middle point of our city, but like I said, we are going to be covering most of this lake up with dirt and making this city as well. So could be the middle point. Also considering we're building the city up on the hill there as well once we tear out the jungle. So we have a lot of work to do. Let's go ahead and get cracking. So this is a rough kind of design of our pillars here. There is going to be something behind all of that, so it's not going to look this weird. I don't even know how to describe it right now. It needs the backdrop behind it to actually make it look right, because it's just kind of see-through and very, I guess, skinny right now. Is especially with those slabs there, and up here it looks very skinny. So once the building is actually behind it, it will look a lot better. So let's go ahead and put the front of the building on now. Okay, so here is the first floor completed of our city hall. There's going to be a second floor. There's going to be like a little balcony up there. It's not going to be much taller than the second floor. It's not going to have like a big pointy roof or anything. It's going to be a pretty flat roof, a little bit different than some of the buildings I've done over in the shopping district over there. You can't quite see it from here, but just trust me, they're pretty pointy. If you haven't checked them out yet, go check those videos out. But yeah, this one will definitely be a flatter roof. It's almost going to look like a bank. If you kind of like that design of like a bank. But yeah, there's going to be a big balcony up here on top of that little like design, like arch thingy almost. And it'll have a thing up there with the second floor. So it'll be pretty cool. I'm excited for it. The interior is pretty bland right now. We are going to be adding on windows into this area. I have a pretty cool design idea using some different blocks for that. Let's go ahead and probably get the roof of the first floor on now, get in the little bit of the second floor that we have. It's not going to be too crazy. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, this is the point in the build where I am completely changing my mind on the design of it. As you can tell, there's now a pointy roof on it. It is definitely different than any roof I have done, but it's gonna be pointy at least a little bit, and there's going to be a big tower in the middle here, so it's definitely gonna be a little bit taller than I thought at first, and what I just told you guys probably 30 seconds in the video ago for you guys, but I like the pointiness, and I think it'll look cool, a big tower here in the middle. So we're going with that. Let's go ahead and get the tower put in and finish up the roof, and then we will finish up the kind of balcony area here as well as the entranceway here. Okay, we're taking a quick break from building our city hall because I want to address this area of the shopping district. I keep saying in previous episodes that the shopping district is done, and while yes, all the buildings are finished and the interiors are in most of them except for our toolsmith right here, this area is unfinished. There's really nothing here because originally I wanted it to be more buildings. I wanted this shopping district side to come all the way down to here. But I decided to not do that anymore. I don't want buildings here. So we're going to build a little terrace here today. We're going to have it extend all the way out here to like right over here. And we're going to put some market stalls on it like we have down there and just some other fun goodies. So let's go ahead and get this knocked out, get a little bit of a break from building our town hall, and then we'll get back to it. All right, we have filled out our little terrace area a little bit. I do definitely want to add some more stuff to it, but we have a nice little flower stall over here for our flower shop that's right there. And then we have just like a pile of wood. It's gonna kind of be like a little loading area with like storage kind of thing. There's some hay bales over here as well, so it's just kind of like a little storage area next to kind of like the water down there and the shopping district. We have a nice little fountain here, which I thought was cool. It's pretty simple, but you know, it fills the space nice. And then we have just like a little kind of like canteen water thingy over here, like we do over by the record store, in case, you know, like someone's coming through on their horse or something and they need to get water or something like that. Just, you know, a little bit of lore adding to that. And then obviously this is not complete yet, but we will get to this at some point. The goal is to have a staircase coming down here around, and then hopefully some buildings down underneath all the shopping district buildings, potentially maybe some houses or some different things for the port right here that is going to be there at some point. So that's for another episode. We have got this completed for today. Really just livens up the space a little bit. Even though it's not a lot of stuff, there's at least something here to kind of fill this space in. So it's been a good break from building the city hall for a few minutes here. Let's go ahead and get back to it though, because there are some big changes that I've made. Okay, well, I've got to be honest, this is definitely the point in the build where I am second guessing everything. I don't really like it. I'm not gonna lie. I like this. I like the arches. The part that I don't like is up here. I don't really like that. So I think we're just gonna stick with the basic arches. I'm gonna redesign it a little bit and kind of change it up. It just looks very, I don't know. It's not what I'm going for. I tried it. I don't like it. So we're going to switch it up a little bit. And then we will be having windows in here and over here, probably up here as well. So that will look a lot less kind of flat and bland once the windows are in. I have a cool design for those, like I said earlier. So let's go ahead and knock this little bit down up here and get it kind of reimagined. Okay, so this is kind of where we're at now. Now there will be a little bit more texture, not texture difference, color difference at the bottom of what's going to be this big tower in the middle. It looks very weird right now just because it's all stone brick going up through here from the columns into this big tower, but there will be some difference. There's going to be stuff at the bottom of that tower, some added stuff to, you know, kind of break that up a little bit, make that transition look a little bit different. So don't worry about that. That will definitely look better once we get done with it. As far as the interior design, I had thrown this roof on just so that I could walk up there and do the second floor and do the roof of it. It's not permanent because I would love for this to be an open roof. It's still going to be spruce planks along the roof covering up all of the different areas, but we have the really big pointy ceilings and then the big tower going up the middle. I think it'd be really cool to be able to look up and see all of that. So I think that's the look we're going to kind of go for. And then I think in here we are going to be filling all of these in potentially with spruce logs as well, just like the stripped ones we have here. I don't know if I like the texture of that sticking out like that. I think it'd be better with the spruce strip logs kind of filling that gap in. And so you might be asking, you know, what is going to be in this building? Because it's a town hall, but what's going to go in it? First off, when you walk in, I didn't want doors on this because when you walk in, I want you to be able to see that back wall because that's going to have a map of our world. Okay. And so basically you're going to walk through these doors, come in here. The floor is going to be decorated, obviously, but you'll walk in here, come in here, and you'll be able right here to see a big map of our entire world. All of our different cities and civilizations we're going to be building over the course of this world. This whole wall at some point I would love to be taken up by maps. Obviously that's a little ambitious for right now, but that would be super cool to see at some point. But yeah, as we make progress on the city, we'll be updating the map, so you'll be able to see all the progress starting on the map. I'll admit, I got a bit carried away, and I went ahead and finished the entire thing. There is one thing I do need to put, like a little rod up there or something, maybe like an iron bar or like a fence or something up there, just to something a little more pointy to kind of match that and that. But other than that, the windows are in up there, down here. The whole thing's lit up. A lot of lanterns were used. A lot of lanterns. Here it is. Here is our town hall. The floor is just oak planks for now. I will probably end up changing that. I just couldn't think of a design that I liked. I tried a few things and I just didn't really like any of them. So we're going with oak wood for now. Our city map is going to go right here. And then I think I probably will break off and make rooms throughout here. So maybe like a room here and like a room here or something, or like a room here in this corner or something like that. I also want to build like a records building or like a deed building, because I want every building in the city to have like a deed, an actual title, and a record of like when it was built and how long it took to build. That will definitely be something we do. Have like a record building and have like the chiseled bookshelves in it. I think that's what they're called, chiseled bookshelves. Maybe, I don't know. But have those, you guys know what I mean. Have those in it and have the books and quill in there that have like a history of every building in our world. I think that would look really, really cool. I don't really know, honestly, other than the world map, what to put in this city hall. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I want to hear down in the comments below what you guys want to see in the city hall. Right now, it's just going to stay like this. It's a nice blank canvas. We can do pretty much whatever we want with it in the future. I added one little chandelier up here. It's not the best, but it's just something to get some light in the area. But it is all spawn proof right now. But like I said, leave down in the comments below what you want to see in the town hall. We are going to be working on our little port area right here in our forever world. So we have some terraforming to do here and here. We have a little bit more land to extend out this way. We have our canal, which I don't know if we're going to get fully done with that today, but we're definitely terraforming at least this side of it, this part right here. And then we're going to work on just decorating this area. We might put in the retaining wall around the wood mill here today, as well as wrap this retaining wall down that way. I haven't quite figured out exactly what I want to do with all that yet, but I know in today's episode we are going to be working on this area of the world. It is well overdue for a makeover and a glow up, so we're going to go ahead and work on it today and see if we can get it all knocked out. So this is kind of a rough version of what the terraforming is going to look like. It is very, very blocky. So there's definitely going to be room for improvement. I just wanted to get a rough idea kind of in to show you guys. There is going to be like pathways and like stairs coming down here as well. So it's going to break up the mountain look a little bit more. But this is kind of what we're going for. I don't like all of these lines. That needs to be broken up. So there's going to be like a staircase coming through the middle there probably. There's going to be, you know, probably some trees sitting on that mountainside and stuff. So it won't look as blocky as it does right now, if that kind of makes sense. That's kind of like, to me, it's looking very blocky, and like, I'm trying to find other words to describe it. Blocky and almost like, I mean, it's just too clean of lines right now, with all those lines going across. Up and down, or not up and down, but side to side. So if that makes sense, that it just looks too clean. So next we are going to work on the retaining wall. So it's going to start like right there probably, and it will come all the way around here to right about there. There will be the dock all the way around it, and there will be a staircase right here going from the dock up to the wood mill and whatever we decide to build here. I think it's going to be like a little water side like storage area with a bunch of stuff. We might put like a little building there for some more storage as well. But that's going to be that. And then we'll have that staircase to break off the retaining wall and go into just the cliff face that will be right here. but that will be a little later in the episode. We work on the cliff face that'll be here. We did a little bit of terraforming over here. As you can notice, that's the stone we put in. It was just kind of a cliff with the grass and then nothing underneath it because we extended all this grass up here a little bit. So we added in the cliff here. I need to go back and kind of texture it a little bit more because it's very bland right now, but we're kind of going for that over here as well. The retaining wall along here is going to be pretty simple. It's basically going to be the same thing we have going right here. It's going to be very close to it. Not exactly the same. We're going to, mix up the texturing a little bit. There probably won't be as much vines, which these vines are out of control. I need to trim them and get them to stop growing, but it's not going to be as kind of like run down as this is with like the mossy cobble and all of that. It's going to be a little bit different, but it'll have the same kind of shape and design as this one. And then, like I said, we're using this staircase over there to break up the retaining wall. To break up the retaining wall over here, it'll probably end like right here. We'll probably just have it end. It probably won't have anything to break it up. I don't really want to extend the retaining wall all the way along there. I kind of like this little dip we have right here. Before we get started on the retaining wall, even though I did say that was the next part, we're going to kind of shift focus here. We're going to dig out all of this area because the retaining wall is going to come along here and kind of gradually go this way. Kind of the same thing as the cliff face is going to gradually go here and then end at the canal entrance. So we're going to have a retaining wall coming all the way along here, kind of where this grass is shaped at. So we have to dig out the rest of this to include it in our lake. So let's go ahead and start digging that out and get that all down to the water level, and then we will fill it in with water. Alright, the dirt is gone everywhere except for up against the water. I don't really want water coming in while I'm trying to dig out all of this stone, because not only do we have to dig it down to the level of the water, but we have to dig it down enough so that it's deep enough. So we've got a lot more digging to do than it looks like. All of this stone has to go. The retaining wall right here has to go as well. I have changed my mind a tiny bit. I am going to extend the kind of cliff thing we have going all along here. I think it will fit in better coming along this way to meet up with the retaining wall. Now, it's not going to come all the way along here and like meet up over here with it. The cliff thing is going to come around here and probably like cut this way. It probably doesn't go all the way to the retaining wall. I haven't quite figured out how that's gonna work yet, but we'll make it work. Even if it just comes like out to like here and then it's like a little drop off at this side, it's not really a problem. We'll make it work one way or another. Again, that's not something we're doing in today's episode, so it's gonna kind of stay like this for now. That'll probably be something we do in maybe a YouTube short or in the future in a different episode. But now all we have to do is dig. I say all we have to do like it's not a crazy amount of work, but we have to dig out all of this stone here. But yeah, let's go ahead and get back to digging. We have all of this stone to dig out, and we need to get it done quick. So let's go ahead and get it done. Well, we've got our hole dug out now where our lake is going to extend in. We will have to dig out a little bit more just so that this lip is not still here. I left the top part of this just so the water wouldn't get in, but if you notice, you had to, it goes down a decent ways here, and then it just kind of goes down a little bit over here. So we'll have to dig this to be more gradual once we put the water in, but that will be a problem for later on today. Right now, we are going to change focus because I've been digging for the last hour. about an hour and a half actually, and we're going to put in our retaining wall by our wood mill finally. We're going to get in the retaining wall all the way along here, and then we are going to put in our dock down below as well. So let's go ahead and get started on that. I have a ton of stone and cobblestone and stone bricks that I've dug out from here. So let's go ahead and get started on that and get our retaining wall finally put in after talking about it for so long. We built the wood mill in like episode 3 or 4, I want to say, and we're finally getting the retaining wall put in now in episode 16. So let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, so as you can see, I did extend the land a bit over here, just so the retaining wall is a little bit less like weirdly shaped, because it would be kind of like flat right here, like right behind or right in front of the wood mill, and then it was just like a sharp curve. So we've extended the land out a little bit here to kind of combat that. So there's going to be a staircase this side and a staircase over there. So we'll do a staircase on both sides to kind of signify the end of the retaining wall and kind of break it up with the terrain. And then the rest of it is just going to be retaining wall. There's going to be a dock all along to both ends of the staircases, and it's going to look really cool. Over here where the crane is, it's a little bit awkward. I'm still trying to figure out the terrain over there, if I want to run the dock all the way along that way or not, or just stop it once it gets past the crane, because the staircase is going to be on the other side of the crane, like right there. So we'll have a little bit of room, obviously, for boats to come and dock and drop their stuff off, and we'll build a boat there at some point just to sit there forever, because obviously, you know, it's Minecraft. Boats can't necessarily move in vanilla Minecraft, which is what I play. Okay, so we have the frame for our retaining wall in here. On this side, I ended up just going ahead and continuing with our normal pattern and fixed how it looks. And then it has just a little thing over here. We can get a better angle, just 2 more of them coming into the end of the retaining wall there where there's going to be a staircase. I haven't decided if I like the corner here or if I want to round that out a little bit more. I think for now we'll stick with it. If it doesn't look good once I get the actual backing and like filling in and all of these, then we'll change it out. But for now, I kind of like how it looks. And then over here, we do have that corner that just has some stone bricks on it right now, just kind of filling in that corner space. I couldn't quite figure out how I wanted to do that curve there, because if I had just kept going like that, going 1 block forward every time all the way, it wouldn't have lined up with the canal entrance like I wanted it to. So we're gonna kind of go with that for now. Again, if I need to change that after I put everything in the fillings and stuff in there, then I will, but for now it'll be okay. All right, we have everything filled in. Now, obviously, we are going to decorate it a little bit more. If you'll notice over where the staircase is, I did miss that part, so I need to fill that in as well. But we're missing something. We need supports for our little dock down below. So let's go ahead and fix that. Oh, that looks a lot better. We have our supports for our dock in. We put some lanterns on the retaining wall as well. I do have a little bit more I want to do. I'm going to put a kind of like a little cap on the wall like I did here with the polished andesite and then the andesite slabs. So we're going to go ahead and knock that out real quick. But this is already looking so nice. I am so happy with how this turned out. I do think I like the corner there. I don't hate it. Maybe we knock back a little bit of this to kind of just give a little more room here. But honestly, it doesn't look bad either way. And especially with us extending this side, I don't think it'll be that bad. So the rest of our plan for today, we need to finish this area and get it put in. We need to do the retaining wall over here, which I do think I'll probably end up just doing this retaining wall that we have here, so the same one, and just extending it even more around this way. So I like the design of it. It looks cool, and I wouldn't mind having this entire area just be a big retaining wall up to the canal entrance. I think that would look pretty cool. So we're going to knock the rest of this side out, and then we'll get working back on this side again. Okay, so this side is a little bit different than what I had originally planned. Originally, the water was going to actually go back to the retaining wall all the way along, and I think I talked about that earlier in the episode, but if not, that was the original plan. I ended up going with this instead because I didn't realize, for whatever reason, I wasn't paying attention. The retaining wall would have had to have been like 5 or 6 blocks down more than it was, and so it didn't line up. And so I figured instead we put just a little grassy area over here, and I'll probably add in some builds down here. I think it'd be cool to maybe have a couple more houses, maybe tied into the farming village, or just a couple of houses for the people working in the shopping district to live in on this kind of edge of the lake, like port area we have here. And then it's just a little cliffside thing here. I need to dig some more of this out at some point. That's probably something I will do just off camera and not really during a video, because it's just a lot of tedious work, especially now that it's underwater. But I had to leave it there to put the water in. It would have been so much more difficult to fill that water in if it wasn't there. And then we did go ahead and extend this. I wanted to do this for a while, and I just didn't really have a way to do it where I thought it would look okay. This will obviously look a little bit weird right now that there's no decoration or any like buildings around this area, but I think once we get some buildings in, it'll make a little bit more sense and look a little cool. But this is our kind of like sewer exit for our shopping district up there, and so it comes off here and it runs off, and it runs all the way off onto the edge into the lake down here, and we have a nice little tiny bridge over here as well. We did put in lanterns along the whole thing here to light everything up. Underneath here is hollow, but we're not going to be doing anything down there. Maybe building basements for the houses if we end up building those. I had the idea to go ahead and build a building right here on that land across the lake, next to our wood mill. So we're going to go get some sleep real quick, get it back to daytime here, and then we are going to get started on building a little port side kind of storage warehouse area. Okay, here we are. This is our little portside warehouse boathouse building. Honestly, I don't know what I want to put in it yet. That will probably be something we do in a YouTube short. I'll make a little short form content out of that, doing the interior like I have for my shopping district as well. But I don't really know. We can head over there real quick and take a look at it though, because it is pretty cool. I do have to say I am very, very pleased with how this turned out. I wasn't quite sure when I started building it if it was going to look cool, and now that it's up, I absolutely love it. We textured the roof with different types of deep slate, the deep slate bricks, the cobble deep slate stairs, and the deep slate tiles. I added a lantern up there. We have nice little sides. There's no windows on the sides. There are windows on each of the front panels though. I decided to break it up. Instead of having all 5 of these keep coming out, these last 2 are on the same area here, so it just gives a little bit of variation to the build. It's not all, you know, the very same thing all the way around. And then back here, what I think I'll probably do, this will definitely be in a YouTube short as well. I'm going to terraform this and put in a retaining wall. So I'll bring it back to like here and then put it in a retaining wall, and have a little bit of room to move around behind the building, but not a ton. That will also help frame the mountain a lot better, I think, if we have a retaining wall there. Listen, I love terraforming, but I also love building retaining walls. So if you can, you know, find that good middle ground and have the best of both worlds in your world, it is amazing. And I think I've found a good median between the two. As you can see over here, this is probably the first look in the video of this side of the cliff face. It's very bland. I definitely need to, same thing over there, I need to terraform it more. I need to make it look a little bit better, but I'm still trying to learn how to terraform cliff faces like that. If you have any suggestions, make sure to drop them down in the comments below. I also need to do this little strip here that's still grass. I've been jumping in the water from here and going over there, so I just kept that as a way to get back up on my land without having to go all the way around the bridge and all the way back to my house to grab materials. But I'm very happy with how this turned out. We still need to move the crane. I did say we're going to move it over into that corner over there, so we'll do that at some point soon. Okay, so here we are. This is the after. Let's go ahead and get a before. Yeah, as you can see, this looks so much better. I am loving how this looks now. Once we get this dug out a little more to make it look deeper, it will look even better. And once we get the terraforming all the way done across here to meet up with that cliff face there, it's going to look so cool. I am so ready for this area to be more lively and full of things. Hopefully we can get a boat in here and maybe here as well soon to make it look even cooler. This area of the world is progressing so much, and I'm so excited. It looks so cool, and I am just in love with it. We're going to be focusing on the lighthouse area in my Forever World, specifically this area of land right here, because I've talked in previous episodes about making this into sort of an island and kind of carving out all of this area right here. So today we're going to go ahead and do that. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to make the lighthouse be on its little own island here with all this stone. We're going to dig all of this out and make the water be able to travel through there to the lake out there. And then we're going to build probably like a bridge or something across it. It's going to look really cool. We have a lot of terraforming to do, a lot of digging out of this area to be able to get the lake to go through there. I'm super excited about it, so let's go ahead and get going. Okay, so our first update on our digging progress. So originally I wanted to think about building kind of like a bridge out to it. I think I'm not going to do that. I think I'm just going to make this its own island and like we can boat over to it. Maybe there's like a little dock on the side here or something that we put on there, which I think would be kind of cool. So we're going to tear out a little bit more of this stone as well that's connected to the island, but this is kind of gonna be our like severance point right like here where we dig out, and the rest of that's just the island. But yeah, we've gotten all of the grass and dirt out of the area, so it's gonna be like right here and over here. So we've gotten all the grass and dirt out. Now we just need to dig down the stone. I'm gonna learn from my mistakes over here when I dug all that out, because I had to go through and cover up the layer with dirt and then break all of it so that the water would be flat like it is. I'm going to learn from my mistake and not do that over here, so it'll take a little bit longer to dig because we're going to be digging underwater a tiny bit, but I think it will all work out pretty well in the end. By the way, if you're not subscribed and you are watching to this point in the video, you might as well click that subscribe button. We just hit 1,000 subscribers a couple days ago, and I'm super excited for the future of the channel, so if you want to join the community, click the subscribe button. Go check out all my other social medias. I have a Discord that I've opened up, so you can go click on the invite link in the description of this video for that and join that as well, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. I just discovered something over here that I completely forgot was here. So when I was building not only the lighthouse, but my shopping district, the wood mill, my original house, I forgot I made a little strip mine down here. Not really a strip mine, more of like a chunk mine, where I would come down, I mined out a bunch of stone, and there was some andesite and stuff down here, some diorite. I forgot about this. Man, this must have been like, oh man, this was episode like 3, 4 probably? At least 10 episodes ago. Jeez. I just thought this was cool. I thought I'd show you guys this, but I forgot this was over here. Huh, okay. Well, back to more mindless digging now, I guess. Well, gotta be careful right here. I just fell down this hole that I, knew was here, just didn't know when I'd be digging into it. Luckily, my boots have feather falling on them, so it wasn't too bad, but gotta be careful while we're digging the rest of this out. I've got about half of it dug right now. We can take a look back here and check it out. I've got this much dug out, got the island kind of shaped where I want it, and we'll have the dock on this side here and maybe one over on the other side as well. Maybe we have it wrapping around. I don't know. Haven't quite decided. We'll probably have stairs going up, like starting on the other side, coming up this way. And then we just have this big chunk right here to dig out, and then we will be able to get the water put in and get it dug out deeper. The good thing, the saving grace for a lot of this project is there is a big underwater cave down below here. So a lot of this is already dug out all the way out to the lake here. So we're not digging out as much as I thought we'd be doing, especially with the cave that we have dug out over here from mining all the stone and stuff out of. But it's still going to be a lot of work. So let's get back to it. Alright, well, we have our water in now. Basically just took out all of the stop gaps that we had here and on the other side and let it flow, and then filled up what needed to be filled up. Now we just have to dig out a little bit more under the water to make it not flat on top, 1 block deep water. But other than that, I think it's looking really cool. I really love how this looks so far. We are going to be doing a dock on this side at least, if not on the other side of it as well. And then we'll have a staircase probably coming up the side here or something like that to get up to the lighthouse. But I think that will also look really cool once we have that done. Over here, it's just going to come down and be terraformed. It's not going to be a cliff face like that. It's just going to be flat land coming down to terraform to the water edge there. I just need to do that as well. So we have to do that. We have to do the dock. We have to dig this out. After that, we're going to decorate this area a little bit more. We might extend the dock a little bit. I don't know exactly quite what I want to do here yet, so we'll figure that out at some point. But let's go ahead and knock all this out first. All right, we're going to take a quick break from the digging and terraforming because I've been doing it for hours now, and we are going to map out our world. I've been wanting to do this for a while. We talked about it a couple episodes ago when we built City Hall, how I wanted to put a map in City Hall of the world and kind of update it over time. So let's go ahead and get our world mapped out. We're going to start and map from the iron farm over by the village way over there across that lake. We're going to go all the way over to the end of the mountain over there past the bridge. We're going to go all the way down past City Hall to the river that goes out there, and then all the way over to where the fishing village is going to be way over there. So I'm going to grab up a bunch of maps. We're going to do this. They're all the level 0 maps, so just like the base starter map like this, because I want to be able to make it really big. So let's go do it. All right, just under an hour later, I've finally gotten all of our maps together and put in place here on the wall of City Hall. So, what I think we're gonna do is we're going to end up kind of adding on to this as we build. I don't think we'll have separate maps because, I mean, I guess we could. It's just going to be weird because these are 4 wide right here. These ones on the outsides are 3 wide, and this map is 3 wide. So unless we wanted to make the map bigger, it wouldn't fit here. That's my only concern. Now, obviously, we could just fill in these, and that would look perfectly fine as well. I think we might actually just end up doing that, and we move this one over here. For now, we can just move it right here, though, which is what I'm going to do real quick. But let me get that moved real quick. Okay, it's not the best for now, but it's just something for us to have on the wall at least. Actually, I guess we can move it up one if we want to, but we'll leave it this way for now. So every couple of months, I'll come back into City Hall. Obviously, we're going to be decorating the interior at some point soon, but I'll come back and add a new area to the map wall until we've wrapped all the way around. And I'll go ahead and make a sign, and we will date this one. So this first map is from June 8th, 2026. This is what our world currently looks like. I kind of wish I had done maps when I first started the world to get a base view of the world, but I didn't really have the resources available to do that. So we're here with our first update. Here is our shopping district. Comes down to the bridge with the canal that we're digging out here. This is the start of our city. We have our industrial district with our wood mill and our wood processing center. Here is what we're working on right now with the lighthouse being dug out. That's the big river we're digging out to meet the lake there. Here is City Hall. All of this lake right here is going to be covered up because we're going to be cutting it off like right here and making this land for the city to connect over here. So the map might get bigger at some point, but for right now, it doesn't need to be bigger because this is all we're building on. Here is what's going to be our fishing village. Our kelp farm is right there. We have the jungle biome up top here, the savannah village here next to the iron farm, and our subscriber pit, which is getting deeper every single week. And then, like I said, shopping district, farming district with our greenhouse, our I believe we have our animal pens up here. We have a little bee farm that I built that's literally just one beehive with one bee in it. Need to work on getting that better. We have our moss farm under our greenhouse. We're going to be doing the back of the shopping district down here up against this waterway at some point soon, so that'll look better as well. All this leaf litter looks just awful. And then we have our farming village with our sweetberry farm to get grapes for our winery and our shopping district. So, oh, and then we have our house down here, and then the new little area we built with the retaining walls and stuff for the harbor area. So this is what our world looks like so far, and I'm loving it, honestly. I am super happy with the progress we've made in the first 4 months now of this world almost. As I'm recording this, the first episode of the series came out 4 months ago tomorrow. We've gone from 140 subscribers when I posted the first episode to over 1,000 in 4 months. I mean, I'm blown away by the support this series still gets. It is so cool to see as it's turning nighttime. We'll definitely need to sleep here, but I'm just so grateful for all of you. With that, though, that is out of the way. We've gotten that little side quest done. Let's go ahead and get back to digging this out deeper and terraforming and decorating that area by the lighthouse. Alright, well here we are on the island that we have built for the lighthouse now, and as you can see, we have a lot more to dig out underneath the water. Basically what I did is I left the water on top. Well, I filled it up all 1 block deep, and then I left the stone like that, the block below it. Then I went another block below it and dug out a big area underneath so I wouldn't get flooded with water. There were a bunch of water pockets, as you can see. All of those are water pockets. Well, this one's the big mine that we had found earlier that I forgot was there. But there were a bunch of water pockets already there, so I dug into water a bunch of times trying to dig all this area out. There's still a ton more to dig out, and I want to dig all of this deeper. This is just what I was able to get to right now. But I want to work on putting in the dock that's going to go over here for people to be able to get to the lighthouse. So we're going to put the dock in on this side. I did terraform the entire side right here. It used to be a big hill right here. Now it's kind of flat and has a little more room. We're probably going to build something over there as well. I'm thinking maybe like right here we build some type of like water mill maybe. I think that would look really cool because, you know, this is kind of our industrial district. That would kind of go well with the area. So maybe we do that right here and have kind of a two-tiered building where we have the downstairs that has like a little, probably like a little landing area down here, and then the upstairs is on top of the mountain. I think that would look really sick. So we're going to build that today as well. But first off, let's go ahead and put in the dock that's going to go right here. It's going to wrap from probably right here all the way down to the end of the little island right there, and then we'll have a staircase coming up into it right here to where you can get into the lighthouse. The lighthouse is not decorated inside. There's actually still a dirt floor up there for the second floor of it, but maybe we'll get to that in today's episode and kind of zhuzh this up a little bit and make it nice inside as well. Alright, we've got our nice little dock here. Now, it is small. It's meant to be that way. I did think about carving into the side here and putting all of this in the side of this little cliff face, but I decided not to. I think the smaller look of the dock is kind of fitting for what we need. Boat can dock right here. They will come up to the lighthouse. Not many people are going to be visiting the lighthouse, so we have just a nice little staircase here. But like I said, not many people will be visiting the lighthouse, so it's not necessarily going to be a big point of interest. We won't have tons of ships coming and trying to dock at that little dock, and it's going to be small for a reason, and it's going to stay that way. So we can fill this in with some spruce planks just to kind of keep the continuity going of the staircase here, and it is all complete. I still want to be a water mill put in over here, so I think we'll get onto that next, and then to finish out the episode we'll do a little time lapse or something, or some cuts of me digging out the rest of this area, which I am not looking forward to a single bit, but we'll see how it goes and we'll get this done first. Okay, so we have our water mill built here. Very, very simple design. I don't like the door, so that is something that I'm going to change, but it's going to stay for right now just so I can show you guys kind of what it looks like. We have a nice fireplace in here. I haven't done the interior yet, you know, like I always do. I just haven't done the interior, but we come out to a nice little balcony here where there's a couple storage barrels, and you can look out, and the water mill thing will actually sit right here. So we can go down here and kind of talk about this. Nice little area here off to the side as well, just to add some extra life to the area. We come down here, we have our little like pump, like wheel almost in here. I've seen a couple of designs do this, so I decided to go ahead and add one as well. I just needed something to put down here. So it's a little like wheel for the pump. It's almost like a gear. So if you don't know how a water mill works, the wheel itself, the water wheel, will sit out here in the water, like halfway in the water, and it will turn. So as the water flows through, obviously in Minecraft water doesn't flow when it's like this, but we're going to pretend as the water flows either way, whichever way it's going in our port area here, it will turn the wheel, and the water will be picked up in the wheel, and then we're simulating it coming through here and then turning this gear, which is like, in most cases it would be used to generate energy or something like that. So that's kind of what we're going to be using it for, is to say we're generating energy or something like that. There's really no functional purpose for it in the game as of right now, obviously, but it's, you know, something we're just gonna say and go with for now. So we're gonna build the wheel next once it's the next day. Okay, well, as you can see, we have finished up the rest of our water mill building. You can tell the front door is fixed. I caved in the trapdoors and door a little bit, so they are back another block, and then I added in upside down stairs and a lantern just to give it some more depth. It looked very flat on the front and I hated it, so we did that, made that little change. Also, you can see I've put in pathways everywhere, so I'm not gonna lie, I had thought that I clicked record about 45 minutes ago now to start building all these pathways out, because I built them up to the harbor area, to the docks down below, to the wood mill, down to that side of the docks, all the way over to the water mill. I thought I recorded all that, and apparently I did not click record. So this is our kind of update, but I was frustrated with that because I kind of talked about how I want this area to, come together and when we build more buildings in it, because it is the industrial area of the world. And so I guess right now I'm going to place some fences with some lanterns on top around the area just to give it a little more light on the pathway, and we will kind of talk through what this area is going to look like once it's fully formed and fully fledged. So let's get to it. So we're just going to put some like little simple fences every now and then. We're not going to have a fence running the whole way, just little kind of stopgap to put some light on, I guess you could say, at little areas throughout here. But one thing that I really wanted to talk about is kind of this area, because it is my industrial district, I guess you can say, industrial area in the world, but it's really not going to look how you'd think. It's not just going to be a bunch of farms around here. There's not going to be a bunch of big warehouse buildings with random stuff built in it. I really did not want that to be the look of this area. So it's going to be more spread out like this. Now, I do think I want to build a building right here. This is a big enough plot of land to have another building. Originally, I was going to put the crane here, but I think it makes more sense to have it over by our processing warehouse over here for the wood mill. So I think that makes more sense to keep it there and just move it out a little bit more on that side. But I want this to be more spread out, more natural looking of an area. And I think that, obviously this is a medieval fantasy, medieval style world, not necessarily just medieval, it's more medieval fantasy. And so I really want to lean into the medieval side of things and have it be more of like just kind of random buildings around, because there wasn't really the grid system that we see today, especially with like portside industrial areas. There's tons of grid patterned roads and warehouses and buildings and factories. I don't really want that to be the case. So this is our water wheel. Again, I can't zoom in unfortunately, but this is our water wheel. It looks pretty cool. I'm very happy with the design. We used some mud brick walls in there as well. We have some grindstones in there and some spruce fence and stairs and trapdoors. So I think it looks pretty cool. That is our water mill completely done with the water wheel installed. Really, the only thing we have left to do in today's episode is finish digging out this trench area for the waterway. Okay, so I've been thinking it over and I am not quite done building in today's episode. We are going to be building like a harbor master house, so kind of like the person that runs the industrial harbor that we have. We're going to be building a building for their office and their house and a little bit of work area out here. So this is kind of the shape that I'm going for, and let's go ahead and get it built now. It's nothing crazy. There's obviously no interior yet. You guys know me by now. I don't do interiors right away. I'm thinking a big like fireplace with a chimney right here would look sick, and then we come in here and have like a little house area for them. We could put like a little bedroom in here with like a wall or something, maybe like a partition to kind of separate that. But it looks pretty cool. It's a little area for whoever is in charge of our harbor area to live in, and I think it's a pretty cool building. Fits in obviously with the vibe, pretty close with all the other buildings in the area. So I like it. It looks pretty cool. It's right up against the harbor edge. We're gonna add obviously some more beautification to it and put some stuff out here later on and stuff like that. Well, that has been the first 1,000 days in my Minecraft Forever world. If you guys enjoyed this very long movie style recap of my first 1,000 days, make sure you like the video. If you're not already, click the subscribe button as well. Thank you if you have watched all the way to the end. Thank you so much. It helps out a lot with getting me a ton of watch hours that I need to get the channel monetized. I will admit, editing some of this was very difficult, trying to piece it together, cutting out all the intros and outros, trying to cut out as many of the parts where I talk about, in today's episode, we're going to do this, in today's episode, we're going to do that. It was a little difficult, but I think I got it down just well enough for it to come together pretty well. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. This is a really cool look into the first 1,000 days in my Forever world here on Minecraft. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.